Good morning, good evening, good night, everyone. Welcome to Combo Breaker 2025 for some more Uni 2 pools. I'm Tabby. I'm joined with Brett. Brett, how you doing?
What's up? No, I've been doing good. It's Combo Breaker Day 1.
Yeah.
Pools is like the sweetest time to just, have a good time with it and just watch some Uni. So you can see a lot of familiar faces and some unfamiliar ones. And, yeah, it's just a good time.
Unfamiliar faces is like the name of this tournament because I've been like sitting and watching pools all day, and I've
Sure.
seen people who I'm just be real, I have no idea who some of these people are that are coming
Yes.
through, and it's like, oh wait, you're cracked actually.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on? Like there was I don't remember their tag, but there's a Hyde player in like the early morning pools. I think you were commentating.
Yeah.
It was like unseated, and they beat Vale off stream.
Yes. Fox was like hyping him up,
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a great time to see some like local talent and just like some new faces. And I mean, especially with net play and how many options there are to compete as well. Like, we're really seeing that you can kind of level up your game and you don't just have to be showing up at majors to do so.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that is a big thing. Like, because we have what? There's BBO, there's
a lot.
There's
yeah.
Almost every single day of the week, except for like Tuesdays, I think that you can run.
If you want to
into a
grind
tournament.
brackets, you definitely can do that now.
But then
that's
there's also
super sweet.
There's also the Danisons that are happening,
Yes,
which I think
yes,
is like
yeah.
been very good to like bolster that local community talent.
Yeah,
a little bit.
absolutely.
It's been very exciting. Glad to see Uni trekking more in year 2.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little.
It's
worried,
crazy,
right?
Crazy that we're like still here, just going strong with the game.
Yep.
Obviously, like we getting updates and new characters and all that jazz, but also it's like the community is just doing a really good job of keeping the momentum. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like I mean, last year when we were here, that was like a game had basically just come out. Been like 4 or 5 months old,
Yep.
and like. But now, yeah, we're here on year 2 after like an Evo and everything's been done, and now it's like definitely a different vibe in some ways, but definitely a good one still.
Oh yeah, it's still definitely good. And there's still a lot of people who are like trying to get those reps in for that Evo, right? As
Yeah.
well as like some events may be getting confirmations on some information later this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very exciting. But looks like we are going to jump into our first match here. So we have Gavin versus J2. So J2 very excited to be on the camera, always playing it up. Definitely a treat for production, I'm sure.
J2? Isn't that Mataya Kanin?
I'm sorry, you're right.
I
Yeah.
can't even read. Its name's cut off on
Yeah, the name is cut off on our
tag.
notes. But yeah, so playing versus Gavin here, who I haven't seen,
This is
I think, but
this is a name that I've seen float around in some of the netplay events, I want to say.
gonna be locking the Aurier though.
Yeah.
So
Ori and Linnae going to be our first match. These are two characters that are like oddly like really popular in a lot of these pool stages that I've seen across the board. So
yeah, I'm glad we're seeing more like Aurier representation in general
Yes.
too. Really strong character in this version. Many people would say, and like just a fun character to watch. Honestly, do stuff. Same honestly with Linnae.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see like how they want to play against each other because Ori, I think, has been a character that's been defined by like being able to play at these ranges that a lot of characters
Yeah.
can't deal with. But Linnae 2C and her higher momentum are able to like catch a lot of the slower stuff that Ori wants to be doing.
Oh, the dunk on the overhead. So yeah, J2. So far, kind of scrapping back and forth, but this is a solid hit here for J2. So
And I like it, just trying to like catch out with Smart Ski or wherever they can, using the CS to get them a little bit tighter. But Gavin, though, getting some great green shields to keep safe until the very end.
yeah, nice catch with the air kick here. So round 1, J2 looking pretty good. Like you were saying before, yeah, it's been fun watching Linnae as well in these brackets because she really can be all over the place in this version, and I'm kind of glad we're seeing more rep because kind of a rare character historically.
Yeah, it was a character that we really had like a couple very dedicated Linnaes.
Right,
But now
right.
now I feel like a lot of the new gen are like, oh, this Linnae
Yeah,
character.
you can cook on this character, and you
Yeah.
don't have to be somebody who's been playing this game for like 5 years to do so, right?
Yeah.
So
Speaking of cooking though, Gavin right now
Yes.
like finding a great overhead reset in the middle of that routing right there, going to be able to add a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Not opting to concentrate and almost got grid
Oh.
broken right there, but J2's in without a jump in.
yeah, actually pretty interesting choice to assault there after seeing the shield whiff, but works out, and I mean tough place to play from, but going into the next round with full meter.
Yeah, J2's been very like, I don't know, he's been very meter-like. He's like willing to like spend those EX Kugas right
Yeah.
there, but he always wants to keep 100 on deck, trying to find that EX Kuga ender most likely, or like into a CBO routing if we get later down. But Gavin is just spending it wherever they find it and immediately cashing out a bunch of damage, which is causing J2 to panic a little bit.
Yeah, let's see if okay, so the overhead after gets veiled off. That's a good response. I think one more people should actually really consider because a lot of those kinds of moves, like it might be hard to really punish and do much more than block on reaction, but veil off again, like Gavin doing the same thing here, is veil on reaction versus overheads. I think you'll be surprised at how much easier that is to do on reaction, even if you don't feel like you're like really ready for it. But like just down, back, and press 3 buttons is actually not that hard.
Yeah, as well as like with Lene, you have force function, so even if you don't have that meter as an option, you can always just use that as a more like character-specific option. Though Gavin trying to make these 6Bs really work out in a lot of the situations, but JT playing safe using that 2C range.
Yeah, and Gavin's gonna have CS, so Mio CP you're gonna have to play around here as Jatsu, but can kill off the next hit. Oh no!
Yeah, you're right. Gavin can kill off the next hit right there. Taking game number 1.
That was definitely not the hit that I thought was going to close it out.
I didn't.
But all right, so kind of been an interesting way to feel out between these two, if I'm going to be real. Still a bit of scrappery going on here.
Yeah, I think like one thing on J2's end is he's not using the like agility that Lene has to the fullest extent. Like we're seeing things like these TK Kugas being able to catch out a lot of when Gavin's trying to back off. But he's like Lene, we've seen being able to stay in the air for 30 seconds almost at a single time frame, and or he can have a hard time dealing with that.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's kind of playing like he expects to play against a little less mobile of a character. And while Ori doesn't necessarily have that many more move options, the ability to do air moves, for example, makes it a little bit trickier to just rely on like Kuga and TK Kuga. You know,
Icy Kuga hit, but we'll just rip that DP. I do know as well he was just playing in Grand Blue right before this, so he might still have a little bit of that Grand Blue brain where he just want to play a little bit more patient, which you can't afford to do versus Aurier because she'll then be able to just have full dominance over the grid cycle.
Yeah, like that air force function order sequence, for example. Oh, Dashy to catch the back dash, very nice here. Yeah, Gavin, like doing a lot of Aurier specific things I think are really throwing off J2's game a little bit, and J2 gets the hit here but does not win the cycle, so yeah, respecting that wake up CS, but see that's like a problem. You just hold that, you just lose your turn here, but Gavin, pressing a little bit too far, so nice.
Yeah, and now trying to just shimmy out a little bit more because they're seeing that, Gavin's pretty aggressive on there. They're looking for these 2A checks. They're looking for opportunities to not have to be holding down back and trying to punish them. Doesn't DP.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think a DP would work there. There's like so high up in the Air Force function. I like the veil off. Try and close it out here. We have the meter, so yeah. Catches the backdash really juicy. Because I think that might have been an EX Kuga the other way around, assuming that you cross the ring.
Yeah.
Auto-confirming into EX EN's actually like pretty useful there. Or Mujin, sorry, but yeah.
Say great recognition on that situation. But Gavin finally finding that 6B to connect once again later in the set. J2 trying to trade because once again doesn't want to be held in this corner, knows that it's a bad situation to be in versus Aurier. Oh no punish.
J2 with the CS, but can't catch again. So slippery. And that's gonna drop. Yeah, the air hit just a little too awkward, I guess.
Great run up 6xFF right there, being able to steal the cycle, but it might not matter. Gavin though fighting
alive. SCS, he wants to do something with it here, trying to chase down. Oh my God! Actual like the anti-air order there is not something I see that often.
Even you use up both of them really like, that doesn't normally happen like that. Under Night in 2025, ladies and gentlemen. We're still getting new things to come.
I wish I knew what that was. I missed it.
I'm just going to assume anytime I see anything on camera, it's either a Genshin Impact character.
It's a Genshin Impact, a horse girl.
A horse girl or a VTuber that I'm not aware of.
That's very fair.
Those are the three things it could be.
I think that's those are some pretty good odds. Oh man, yeah. So good stuff from Gavin. But yeah, I mean, it was fun watching J2 play as well. So that's presumably, I mean, it's beginning of the block, so probably winners here. So
yes,
maybe
still winners side should see them through the losers route, and that's generally like you see a lot of these like intermediate level players who they might lose early on, but then they make that run through the losers all the way to the very end. And we saw that earlier in the pool with a couple different people who were like, I lost to a random upset versus someone I'm not aware of, and then still made it out of their pool, still found a way.
Yeah, it is 6 out today for the pool side.
That's crazy.
So it does mean you just get a lot of that phase 2 is going to be pretty juicy.
Yes.
So it does mean an easier chance to get a Chipotle ticket, I suppose.
That is true. I always forget with the Chipotle cards. For those of you at home who don't know, make it out of your pools at Combo Breaker. Any main game, you get a Chipotle card. Yeah. How many, I remember there's one year Psychotic walked home with 8 Chipotle cards or something.
Yeah, I know Jason, GCOshi Jason's also a Chipotle lord.
If you're
some people are,
if you're a gamer, you have those fundies, you've been playing these games for a while, come to Combo Breaker, you might get a couple free meals.
Yeah, pretty good. And, solid meals obviously too, so it's actually pretty real,
Yeah.
Man. All right, so we got our next matchup coming up. We have Megu versus Polyphonic.
Okay, these are 2 players I'm not super familiar with personally.
Me neither, so I think it'll be a good experience for both of us to try and figure out what we're looking at. That's one of the best parts of pools.
Yes.
We're going in with a blank slate here, fresh no marks. We're just gonna see what this gameplay is, and we don't even know what the characters are yet. So that's cool.
Especially like we were saying early in Unity 2, but the amount of people that came into the scene through this game, like there's more people who are playing this game than there were playing Clear.
Yeah.
So anything is possible with like who can be coming through. Let's say we're gonna be having Nanase and
anything
Mika.
possible. Nanase Mika. Don't know how many times I see this matchup.
I have seen it a lot. This is a very.
Sure. I mean, yes, like.
But yeah, this is not as common on the grander scale for majors as on the grand scale of things. Polyphonic though seems to understand that they need to be playing a little bit more patient versus the Nanase, as they're going to want to just kind of be very aggressive and now able to take their turn, finding that 2 force function to start the party.
Yeah, it's a really good low crush versus jab here. But okay, Megu, they get a clean hit here. Still going to have to deal with CS maybe. Oh no, just lets it rip.
Yeah, I think Megu trying to like potentially save that meter, thinking that they might be a little bit safe, seeing that the CS wasn't going to come out, but Polyphonic just going to take as much damage where they can because Mika needs to do that.
Command grab CS can kill here, so... Oh, that? Yep.
Yeah, I love that walk back, Jay.
Oh, no!
The lack of conversion, but it's fine. We keep it safe.
Yeah,
we keep it safe.
I think actually good display of knowledge, knowing like IW actually sets you up for a really good situation to close out the round. Because I think a lot of people would be like, if the idea of W doesn't kill, it's not necessarily that worth, but...
As well as that recognition of being able to use Air Mika Tornado to just keep yourself safe at the end of these situations. Polyphonic's doing a really good job of like understanding these Mika fundamentals of what you need to do. And it's up to Megu, I think, to really find that big answer that Nanase can bring to the table, because she can like really mess Mika up in some situations.
Oh, nice play. Doesn't get to confirm here, but okay, very nice. Goes for the second dash, but jabs out again. Polyphonic, pretty on point with those.
Yep. Yeah, recognizing that if you just let them delay it, you got to take your turn back, but if they block it or they let it come through, you're in a bad situation. So instead, just keep you locked down in the corner. Megu CS finds another hit, and now finally get the big combo.
Yeah, CS car, but the drops here. Megu. Oh, that's a huge hit here from Polyphonic. The elbow that closes out.
Yeah, should be enough to kill with 200 meter on deck, but doesn't even need it.
Yeah, no problems. All right, so first game up to Polyphonic. Looking really good with that Mika.
Yeah, looking very, very like they have their game plan. They know what they need to do, and I think it's up for Megu to find out, like, thinking like, okay, what can I do? How can I deal with the situation? I really like the use of 2C generally on Nanase, but Polyphonic has just been answering it appropriately again and again and again.
Yeah, we really haven't seen too many spots where Megu's been able to kind of display their knowledge here. Polyphonic is just doing a really good job of making Megu answer any of these. Do you know how to deal with the Mika offense here? The answer so far has not really.
Yeah, and even Polyphonic recognizing that, like, hey, you just want to get out. I'm just going to keep these 5-8s pretty aggressive, but a good 2-way jab.
All right, so back to neutral, though, is not really what I wanted to see from Megu.
No.
I think that's, I kind of wanted to see him stay a little bit more on top of Polyphonic there to keep things going. And, yeah, Tornado, got to be scared about that one. You cannot go anywhere.
Yeah, like I think the big thing is like as soon as Megu's been able to find these hits to actually like get their turn back, they've been pretty safe. But Polyphonic has just found the opportunities to reset to the neutral or steal turns, and it's very, very scary. Megu's keeping it a little more tight, but once again delaying too much on the sword or follow-up. And now Polyphonic again, another big route.
Yeah, that's gonna one more hit here that lets it rip with the DP. So Polyphonic very cleanly gonna take it 2-0.
Yeah,
and good stuff.
Excellent stuff. You don't see a ton.
He's looking pretty good about that.
Yeah, they're feeling confident. They're feeling confident. You don't really see that many. Like, I feel like you don't see as many Mika players. I feel like it was very common in older versions, but especially in like this version of Uni 2, it's not a character you see a ton. So it's very like refreshing for my end to be like, oh, Polyphonic knows what they want to be doing with Mika. They know how they want to be playing these matchups, and I can't wait to see more of them through this block.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a character that, like you said, is a little underrepresented and. Has a lot of offensive tools that if you don't know what's going on, you actually kind of get run over. If you don't like know the frame data or know where you're supposed to press or know how you take your turn back, it's like, and then there's also like, oh, if you're not ready for how Tornado will just eliminate you from trying to do any kind of like shenanigans, and it's like, oh, my bad. Like,
especially a lot of the like zone or fireball style characters, they'll be like, yeah, I just get to throw this. There's nothing you can do about it, and then she just throws the lariat out. Yeah, definitely a character that you have to know how to fight. I was literally talking to people out before that didn't know that if you shield Mika Missile, they don't get follow-ups.
Yeah,
that's just the thing that, like, it was Deeps. Deeps didn't know that.
I mean, if you don't have a local Mika player, basically, there's a lot you don't know.
You have to do the knowledge on these characters. And you can get with pools, like we saw right there. There was a lot of, like, random knowledge checks that were thrown out and going to give you a big edge to try to actually make it out of that pool.
Yeah, I do like Mika in pools. It's fun to watch, especially, too, but... hopefully we'll see more.
Yeah,
they won their match, so They're going to keep going through that bracket.
They just got to lock in, make it through the finals.
Yeah, it's like, let's see. I'm trying to think of how many matches you probably have to win to make it out of this pool. Like 4, maybe? Is pools of 24?
1,
16?
2. So if you win 3 in a row,
Yeah, 3.
starting from round, because there's some people with buys.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
if you win 3 in a row, you're guaranteed out.
Okay.
But you need 4 in a row to make it out winner's side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm looking at who we got lined up for us. So, some cool matches coming up here. But we've got Pipe Fox versus Ultra Chemist coming up first. Yeah. I see Spoink Man coming up in the next match after that, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one. Get to see some more of that Ore action that we were talking about. But we got our players sitting down right here. It looks like we might be getting a Hyde.
That's exciting. I know Hyde's always a fun time to watch.
Yeah, it's especially a character that like you get to see a lot more, and there are people who play him like very differently from each other. There's the idea of like what the like net play Hyde is and how they want to function, but a lot of people have really tried to like hone their edge of like this is what my Hyde's going to do, and you have to be ready for this that very specific kind of counterplay. So
taking our time with the button check here. Glad we have that.
Yep. Better in there than having to go into a match and button check for 10 times in a row.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's gonna be Kage. It looks like. All right.
Now this is a matchup that you don't ever see. I feel like Kaguya, one of those characters that is like, I feel like the people who are dedicated to her are very, very strong and confident with her.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you see like super in the early stages of pools a whole lot.
Right. I would say the thing about Kaguya is that her strengths are a bit narrow.
Yep.
I think that her good tools are like you really have to know how to abuse them. And if you're not really abusing those good tools, I mean, I know this sounds kind of blanket, but obviously you know what I'm talking about. It's like things like, hey, 2C's really good. If you're not, leaning your gameplay around like her good normals, well, her other normals are kind of mid. So, like leaning your gameplay around like 5B, for example, not really what you want to be doing, right?
Exactly.
So,
but you do have like some like those normals that are a little bit more unsuspecting, things like 2B, which just cover a lot of that range. Pipe Fox though, early pressure here on this set, but Ultra Chemist almost found a chance to take it back. Does win the cycle though, so can maybe steal something on this Oki.
So yeah, the delay tech actually kind of messing up Pipe Fox trying to meet with that dash C.
Yeah, that's a big thing that you'll see a lot is a lot of Kages just want to go for that dash C because if you do force something onto it, they get a really good conversion on it. So allowing the delay tech, keeping your turn a little bit safer. Pipe Fox though, finding a great rebeat right here.
Do the round here. So Pipe Fox catching Ultra Chemist with that 2C very often, like we mentioned before. Yeah, that is definitely one of her good normals, and kind of good in the sense that it's usually a space where a lot of other characters want to try and contest.
Yeah.
So if you're a character that's good in that range and you lose to that move, that might really catch you off guard. But bit of a flub here from Pipe Fox getting punished here by Ultra Chemist.
Yeah, I think they were looking for a setup and not expecting Ultra Chemist to actually get hit there, which allowed them to steal the corner. And now you're dealing with Hyde Keto in the corner right there, forcing a 3D to come through.
Could have been really awkward here, but Pipe Fox able to stabilize a little bit after getting some distance. Ultra Chemist has CS, but don't know if we're going to be able to use it. Yeah, we're going to hold it for another round at least. Oh!
Yeah, needs to find an opportunity to like actually pop it. Also, they're not really like shielding a lot of the jumps that are coming in from Pipe Fox, which is a very, very scary. Let's go, danger jump.
Yeah.
There we go. Great shield on the jump, and just like we said that they needed to do. Now going to be finding that full route. Yeah, will be spending the Palebringer.
Broken kill here, but yeah, just kind of doing the sad things now. Laser confirmed here. Might see Oki. No extension here. So Ultra Chemist actually in a pretty good spot. They can just find a spot to maybe 2-2 or EX. Try to, but gets shot out here by Pipe Fox.
Yeah, like the thing I was expecting right there at the very end was for like a 2FF to come through to try to like close up the space a little bit more. But now Pipe Fox having to spend a lot of meter to try to find an opportunity to close this round. Does have CS, but 2C.
There it is. Yeah, it's a good move.
It's pretty good. It's
all
right.
It's pretty good. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
But I like this just jumping right back into it.
Yeah, wow, round start 2d6A. That move is better.
And see one thing, that 2B is insane. It hits at ranges that like you never expected to. And also Chemist trying to find an opportunity to jump in, expecting more of that horizontal zoning, but Kaguya really covers a lot of the screen space that Hyde wants to be in those pressure sequences. So sometimes you just have to stay safe, find an opportunity to shield and take your turn back, but unfortunately getting hit.
Ultra Chemist looking a little lost with the air bomb stuff, and yeah, if you're not used to that, nice. Gets a dash B, no confirm here, but I mean, this is going to be really hard for Ultra Chemist to try and play out of here. Has a turn, but
Pipe Fox is also kind of like playing with their food a little bit, right? They're kind of going for some like fancy setups to like, make some stash happen, which is what you sometimes need to do with Kaguya.
Right.
But you're at that low of life total. You just need to go in and then 50-50 into a strike throw afterwards.
Yeah. There it is again. No confirm, but like we have 200 meters, so yeah.
And that's why you can't afford to win that Fireball War. You need to like find an opportunity where they press that to try to get a 2FF to come through to cover your distance.
Yeah, full confirm from the counter hit B laser here, and that's good damage.
Yep. Ultra Chemist does have the cycle though, not opting to use it because they understand that Pipe wants to just reset a little bit more. Finds a J6C though to connect.
Nice. Oh no! I mean, that looked a little tough to actually get the full confirm off of, but hey, Ultra Chemist gets another hit here in the corner. The Pipe Box with the CS just holds onto it here, makes a lot of sense, but
yeah, knowing that they're not going to get a ton off that throw combo with the resources
oh
they have.
No, that almost was insane.
But fine, we use the EXP to keep yourself safe. You force functioned there. Oh no, Pipe Box, you're dead.
Pipe Box. Oh.
So, like, Pipe Box is gambling a lot right now.
That was many rolls that we did there.
And, like, I understand it, but I hope Ultra Chemist, like, recognizes that when they get into those scramble situations, that Pipe Box really wants to just be die rolling.
Yeah.
And uses that to their advantage, which they stayed very safe right there, but I think they also got a little lucky.
All right, yeah. Like you said, I agree. If Ultra Chemist can actually, like, just get the ball rolling versus Pipe Box and put him in a spot that's hard to play for him, I think he can do really well here. But if you can't, you know, if Pipe Box is allowed to dance like this, it might be troublesome. But opportunity for Ultra Chemist. Can't get out of the corner, though. No!
Does still have the cycle, though. Just rips that BDP out, knowing that they want to press right there. Big two-way, though, from Pipe Box.
Yeah, unfortunately, too big of a gap here for Ultra Chemist, and now it's probably going to live off of this extension, but...
Yeah, it needs to pop their cycle
right
now.
No,
you had CS.
Yeah,
you had CS. Like,
some bags were unfortunately quite dropped there.
Yes.
We did fumble quite a bit, but you know, at the end of the day, I think like Pipe Box kind of was looking like he had the knowledge advantage there for sure.
Yeah, Pipe Box definitely felt more comfortable in that, and especially like we were saying about that Mika match earlier. If you don't have like a Kaguya that you're actively playing against, it's kind of hard to know what this character wants to be doing at every specific point.
Yeah, definitely could have seen that being at least going into game 3, but but good stuff anyways to Pipe Box. So yeah, Kaguya, a fun character to watch, and probably we'll see more of that in the bracket. So
yeah, we definitely should see more, at least throughout I think the whole tournament, because I think there are a couple Kaguya players that are lingering in the shadows trying to make it through.
Kind of a good tournament character too. I feel like at least for the pool stage, like I like her in pools. You know,
I like
her in pools.
It depends on the tournament. I think it actually fully depends, because like Kaguya in pools at like Climax, no. Because people know how to play against that character.
Sure.
It kind of requires, like, do you understand how Kaguya works and how she wants to function in your specific matchup? Then I think, like, yeah, like an event like this, I think Kaguya's going to be great in pools, just because people, like, don't really know what she wants to be doing at every given point.
I think I would say, like, she does a decent job at giving you the breathing room as the pilot.
That's true.
That's probably where I would say I like her in bracket, is that, like, she has a lot of things that puts the onus on the opponent.
I also just think that, like...
But you're not wrong, though, that, like, she definitely has a lot of spots where if you know the matchup, then you're going to be like, oh, like, you actually can't do that, actually. Yeah. Like, you actually have to deal with my stuff. So.
As well as, like, I think she has a couple of awkward confirmed spots. Like, we saw in that last match.
True,
that's like, sometimes you just get grenade, and you have to figure out, like, okay, how did that grenade hit? What did they do to get hit by the grenade, and how do I pilot that?
No, absolutely.
I think some people are very innate at that. Like, and they're, like, they understand how to do that, but some people have to work a lot more and go through those reps to find it.
Definitely.
But speaking of someone who's gotten reps in, Spoinkman, on stream, one of the, like, longtime Ori players. Through at like basically the beginning of ST, I feel like, right?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like Spoinkman's been playing for quite a while. VTubers.
Yeah, got his bow bow, I think, is what they say.
Is what the kids say.
Is what the kids say.
Yes, bow
bow.
Versus Cool Jake.
Yep. Versus Cool Jake playing Wagner.
Yeah.
This is a weird matchup. This is a weird matchup. Because a lot of it, like, it really depends on if the Wagner understands the relevance of shield buff in the matchup and where to use it appropriately. But if you just play, like, the standard, like, oh, I'm just going to go for sword buff off of every knockdown Wagner, it goes actually really, like, Aurier favored. But if you understand how to use shield buff, how to be able to, like, effectively utilize that in the neutral game, or how to deal with pressure with force function.
So what you're saying is that a short sword might not be the most advantageous tool to fight against a long rapier.
No, but a shield is.
But a shield in conjunction. Yeah,
and that's why Sarugi's also good against her, because he's a sword and a shield.
I didn't realize Erna had so much like contextual flavor to it, but yeah, we're really seeing it here.
Yeah, and Spoinkman already controlling the early stages of the game right here. And we see Cool Jake just playing very defensive, found a good counter at 5B, but not able to find the big confirm yet, and now just staying patient, forcing them to have to make a big risk to open them up.
Yeah, very nice spread up here from Spoinkman, trying to open up Cool Jake, but Cool Jake Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were staying cool, but apparently not.
No, they thought it would be cool to rip that that DP instead. Yeah, pop that CS, get your meter where you can, but we'll just spend it anyways to guarantee the kill.
Well, Spoinkman with the first round. Looking very solid. The
Oh.
footsies here.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
yeah, like understanding where the second hit of the 6B is going to connect right there. Oh, not hacking out of this combo right there. It's going to be good for Spoinkman.
The arrow actually comboed onto that dash. It's kind of crazy here.
Staggering out.
Ooh, catches him low.
Cool Jake not really like showing any shields or anything, which I
Yeah.
think is a little bit scary because that's kind of what you need to force Ori to create some gaps sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely, like, if she's just dispensing the mids and you're not capitalizing on it with the grid, it can be tough here.
Yep. So see if they can update that, but right now Spoinkman just continuing the aggression. I think recognizing like, hey, I have the tempo swing in this. I'm just going to keep it up.
Yeah, catches Cool Jake pressing buttons. Yeah, it's going to be a big confidence booster to Spoinkman here. Cool Jake, gotta make something happen.
Yeah, gets the combo through after the 2-2C set right here.
You're looking for something. Doesn't find anything. Cool Jake playing very passive, though, and, you know, I think Spoinkman really smelling blood in the water here.
Yeah, even like Spoinkman trying to like showing delay CS off the icy E thrust.
Yeah.
And Cool Jake just opting to backdash out of the situation is like, oh, you are like waiting for me to make a grave error, and I'm not going to do that at this point.
I think Spoinkman saying, "Oh, you're letting me play my game. All right, I'll just keep going." You know, if you're trying to just wait for me to slip up, that is not happening.
Yeah, just wanting to throw that pedal to the metal right now to find a good ender. Didn't have. I think they were looking for smart steer into IW to put him in a strike throw situation. Instead, he'll shoot him once more off the plus range. Gonna get a hit with Thanatos, and that should close it out for Spoinkman.
Very fast 2-0 here from Spoinkman. That was 2.
Yeah, that was 2. It was
Did
good.
not feel like at points. That was very fast. We're seeing the whole spectrum of emotion here. Cool Jake being like, damn, yeah, that really was 2. Like,
Look, that's the true Spoinkman experience. That's how it feels every time I play him in pools. It's like, damn, that was 2.
yeah, that was 2. Wow.
Yeah, that's excellent stuff from Spoinkman. We should be definitely seeing him more on stream as he's one of the favors to make it out that winner's side.
Yeah, one of the favors are probably like the top seed of the pool, if not like
I up there, like one or two, definitely,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah, that's good match. Yeah, I'm happy we're seeing more Aurier.
Yep, potential woman won a major even in
Yeah.
Japan. In Japan of all places.
That was tight. Yeah. So Aurier stocks keep going up.
They're
Appreciate it.
definitely rising, and I hope more people like. This is something I've noticed, at least in my local scene, a lot of people shifting off their other characters, being like, "Let me try Aurier. Let me like dip my toes in her." Now that she's like kind of got her like foot in the door of like how she wants to play, that I think more people are willing to give her a shot, and you should be seeing her be a little bit more active.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see more of them. But before we jump into the next match, we are going to go to a quick break. So, grab a drink, and then we'll come back to see you guys for some more Uni action afterwards.
And welcome back to Combo Breaker. Shout out to all of our sponsors for helping make this event possible.
Yes.
It's always really good to get that. We were just talking about, like, I'm a big Grand Archive fan, and when I saw they were sponsoring this event, I was like, oh, those are my goats. That's my goats. Play that game. If you like card games, go play that game. It's
Yeah. Don't know anything about it, but, these I've been playing, I just keep hearing Japanese music. I'm like, whoa. I'm like,
It's
on my Combo Breaker ad reel?
their like tagline is it's a Japanese card game with Western design philosophy.
So
The name of the company is Weebs of the Shore. Yeah, like
that one's good.
They're very like in tune with what card game players want. So if you like card games, definitely check them out. Check out all of our sponsors. Like, make sure you at home go get Chipotle for lunch. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. But up next, we're gonna be having Moth and Slusho coming up.
All right. They're still getting their hands situated and all that, but
definitely, yeah. Slusho was the Azuki player, if I remember correctly. Moth is one of the, I think they're Midwest. I remember, they're either Midwest or Southeast. There's two people who have like a very similar name. There's like Moth and Mooth.
Mooth?
Yes.
Like M-O-U?
M-O-
Oh, wait, that would be Mouth.
Like M-O-O-T, yeah, Mouth.
I almost say that Mooth?
Yeah,
M-O-U-T-H,
yes,
that
no.
Mooth? Yeah.
But these are two people I've definitely seen on like a lot of the net play tournaments, like especially on TNS. I've seen them in a grand total stuff. But we get more Mika action. We finally get some Azuki in play, and Moth already taking the early aggression, knowing that they can't let any of that like more standard neutral game play, because that's when Azuki can really take
Yeah,
over.
we really got the fun pool.
Yeah, we did. We did.
We have the Mikas, the Auriers, got an Uzuki. I didn't see a single one in my earlier block, but yeah, we got the fun pool.
Yeah.
And Moth is having a lot of fun right now, I think.
Moth is having significantly more fun than everybody else in
Yeah.
the room right now, finding that perfect. All right, let's see what Slusho wants to call it out with. They've been seeing how aggressive they are.
Ooh.
Oh, try to J2C to catch him out, but still, Tornado being it out, but now gets to take their turn.
Yeah, this works out here for Slusho. Get to see some pressure here, but no, Moth. Nice tech, and it gets the missile cross up.
Yeah. Not ready to find that shield on it just yet. Slusho, though, yeah, spends that Seed Tornado to lock him down on the corner. Slusho has 200 meter in a dream. What are they going to do?
Not cracking on any of this. Holding on the 4 here, Slusho needs to find a way out, but oh no!
The no cancel.
Yeah, the no cancel frame trap?
I mean, like, you're expecting, like, C-Missile to come after
I guess,
so
yeah.
Moth trying to just immediately go to, like, layer 5, and it works out for them great.
No. All right, that's a rough spot to drop an opportunity to, but, you know, hopefully we can see Slusho bring it back.
Yeah.
I had some ideas on that round start that didn't work out, but
I like their general game plan has been, I think, pretty solid. I think Moth has just been providing like one big answer, like you were saying before. It's like Mika can really just like present a knowledge check on you, and it's up for you to know how to deal with it.
yeah, I think especially because it looks like Slusho is really trying to just wait and see on this Mika game plan. Oh no! Like that will work, except that if you just aren't answering properly, then it's like all downhill, right? It's like you bet everything, and then if it didn't work out.
And now finally bringing out the 236A, that Totsugeki being very good.
Yeah.
And I love that patience, seeing that how much Moth had been wanting to shield out of their pressure. So they get a grid break. They're going to keep this cycle. And now they have Curse applied. They've got Bomb available on deck. The world is their oyster. Let's see what they can do.
It's funny because that color actually makes it a little harder to see.
It does,
It's
yeah.
like the bubblegum. But okay, here we go. Slusho. Solid hit here, maintaining their Vorpal lead here. Doesn't get a finisher, but hey, this is a good spot. Oh!
Great air-to-air coming out from Moth.
A huge challenge here for Moth.
And I love these like this combo's going to be weird and not going to be damaged. Let me just drop and get the cycle. Slusho, that's a great
wow!
tech. The VO bait right there from Slusho is super solid, giving them that round.
Nice stuff from Slusho. Yeah, saw a similar bait early on. Didn't find any dice from that, but sticking to it. Working out really well for Slusho. And a huge hit here.
See if they can, just goes for Smart Secure Ender, trying to keep the assault pressure going.
Nice
Great
shield.
late shield.
Yeah. All right, Moth. No resources, but yeah.
Nika Missile, no cancel. Slusho, I think, just expecting it to come out, thinking that they're going to be playing safe, but Moth already that layer ahead.
Yeah, just Miz finds a hit here against Slusho.
Yeah,
no!
yeah.
No!
Good old C Missile with Oki.
This is like, I mean, I think there's some legitimate stuff that Moth's landing on Slusho, but also combined with like Slusho just missing some opportunities and letting Moth get away with a little bit here is adding up to a lot here, but
tried to Guzuki mix, but it didn't work out. Yeah, and I like that. Being able to catch him out of the skies while they're trying to press, because that's a strike for some reason. Oh, Deep Assault not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I think Slusho has some good ideas at neutral, but, you know, unable to put it all together is letting Mothman kind of just run away with it a little bit, but okay. This is huge.
Yeah, they just have to keep it tight right here.
Yeah.
Should be able to end an IW. No! But it's fine. We have the cycle.
Yeah,
we have all the meter on deck.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh.
Not... I mean, it's still going to need at least a couple more here for Moth, but... Oh! Just barely not catching. Nice disengage from Slusho.
Yeah, like... was late on the backdash, but I think with how Uzuki invuln timing works, it actually ended up saving them from getting blown up.
Yeah, I mean, like normally that kind of move is used to actually catch the backdash there. So you know, Dash B did not actually doing his job a little bit.
Good tech out, recognizing that that's not real. So Slusho still on point a little bit, and now Moth playing a little bit more patient. You've seen them kind of go a little bit of ham, but as soon as they're down around, they're like, okay, I gotta keep it calm, because they know once they get into this corner situation, it's gonna be a lot more advantageous for them. But Slusho finding a way to check out.
Oh, yeah, another cross up here for Moth into the corner. This is a good spot to be in here.
Yeah, double feint on the overhead right there, but no confirm.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that one's a little...
Didn't want to pop CS off the command grab right there. Probably wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
To fully connect right here. Good tech out. Not getting that green shield punish.
Good, awkward spacing there. Moth getting a good hit. And Slusho. I think both these players / characters can put in the work if they get their turn here. But Slusho He's an opportunity.
Yeah, Moth just really hasn't like given them a time. That throw beating the whiff on the 260C right there, but we'll just see Tornado. Beyblade let it rip. Moth regaining their pressure once again, and then cross up.
Yeah, that did not fail a single time here, so good stuff from Moth.
As a reminder for folks at home, if you shield Mika Missile, they can't do that. You have to be ready for it, but it's one of those things that you like want to be able to present that option. And definitely, I think will get you a lot more use out of the Mika players, or a lot further on Mika players than you may expect.
Yeah, I mean, like we saw there, I think if they think you don't know about it, they're just going to do it.
Exactly.
Especially tournament too, first to two.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure Moth was thinking about doing it like 20 seconds prior.
Oh yeah, and on the stream stage as well, that adds like more nerves to it because you got everybody in here and at home watching you. So, but excellent stuff. Hopefully, we get to see a little bit more of them coming in further. But up next. We have a match of two people who I think are going to be swinging their arms at each other. We have MC Butts and Professor Pizza sitting down. Professor Pizza is a Kentucky guy, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
I know he's Southeast. He's a Tsurugi player.
Yeah.
He is when I last was watching him, he's always a very entertaining Tsurugi player because things just work that shouldn't with him.
That's a good power to have.
It's a really good power to have, but he's also good at recognizing, like, oh, this didn't work. Oh, it works. Now I confirm it.
Nice.
So, should be very, very entertaining to see. And MC Butts is also someone I feel like I've seen around on the tournament docket a lot, but I'm not 100% familiar with who they're playing right now.
Same, but Mika from Chicago is what I'm hearing, and yeah, that's
the Mika block.
We really do have the best block. It's crazy.
Look,
not even close.
We had to have the Mika containment zone to keep them safe from the rest.
Keep them on that one block. Just don't let it spread.
That happens like so many times, just with how random seeding works. That all the one character's in a single block.
It's been very entertaining. Okay, so yeah, so Mika Tsurugi.
Yes, Mika Tsurugi. Unless
party
has changed in the past couple months, but I don't think they have. Tsurugi, kind of a character that's like, depending on where you're at in the world, a very polarizing character. In like whether they think he's pretty strong or like kind of just like middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, like all the new characters, I think it's definitely an interesting conversation, and I feel like it's all over the place a bit, but it looks like
they lied.
Drake,
that's the esports pick right there.
Yeah,
that's the $720 pick right there for that first place prize. But here we go.
Yeah, they're going into it.
Yeah, no time to wait. Just trying to early use that force function right there.
That's definitely a statement, like starting off with I'm just gonna DP your block string.
Yeah, and we'll do it again. MC Butts like showing that, hey, I'm just gonna try to keep the aggression up, but Pizza wants to play a little more defensively on those situations, and now as soon as they're in their corner, they'll try to lock him down.
Oh, nice. Gets the pick up here from Professional Pizza, but MC Butts. Let's see what we got here off this knockdown. Going to play a little bit patient. Yeah, knows there's a DP, but is unable to avoid it from Professor Pizza, who's like, 3 for 3 now on these DPs.
Yeah, well,
4 if you count VO.
Yeah, that is true. And I like that just spending it on the 2-3-6C to try to keep some plus frames up. Unfortunately, couldn't make anything big happen afterwards. MC Butts going to be locking him back down once again. Does have the cycle as well, though, which is going to be pretty scary for this next situation.
Doing stuff with a little bit more confidence now. I like it here from MC Butts. Wow.
Also saw that interaction. We saw Professor Pizza getting away with that force function a lot, but it's not throw invuln. It is only strike invuln, so MC Butts being able to utilize that command grab a couple times in a row to lock him out of it.
Whoa.
Good 3B.
Yeah. Didn't get the full thing, but throw will give us an opportunity to open up MC Butts here. Let's see. So far, I was going to say, so far the records have been blocked by MC Butts, but this time finally find the hit. There's BO. No flower Oki for you.
Yeah, checks out. Doesn't want to spend it afterwards. Professor Pizza, though, 3Bs.
Yeah.
These 3Bs have been so on point for
Pizza,
them.
I think just a little bit, ahead here. On point with these.
Yeah, let's see if they can keep it up. 2-2B set right there. And yeah, just checks with a quick low with the 214A record right there.
It makes a lot of sense. We had CS in all the resources. Yeah. So. Butts. No meter here. Going to try and find a way in. Definitely the one who wants to try and contest space. But
and I honestly, I really like this decision to just be like, oh, the Mika's running at me. I'm just going to jump over. Because so many times they're looking for 6-6B or throw or grounded tornado that you're not going to be able to cover them. And finding these big routes afterwards as well is very, very beneficial.
That was actually crazy. We did flower set into just walk back wait. And it was like, oh, you're not doing it?
Then die.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so Professor Pizza, there is again. Oh, wow, that time the dive actually for Mika coming out, working out there. Didn't work the first time, but
I really like that movement from MC Butts right there to try to get out of that JC range, but Professor Pizza still keeps it tight. Takes game number 1.
Yeah, MC Butts recognizing like it's scary to try and contest on the ground. I'm going to try for something in the air to create some space here, but not enough for that round. So we'll see. Game 2 here.
These 6-6Cs have been very, very good for Professor Pizza right here. Just like MC Butts is very like aggressive. They're really wanting to like kind of just hold forward for a lot of it, which I think is like what you want to be doing on Mika. Yeah. But Professor Pizza just putting up a big stop sign on a lot of this pressure right now.
Yeah, probably going to see more pressure, maybe another. Yep.
Yeah. Want to make sure that ice buff is applied as much as possible.
Mostly been throws. This is almost all of this damage this round has been from throw here, as Professor Pizza really correctly recognizing MC Butts is willing to just hold down the fort, and what a round.
You know, it's that thought process of like just take every throw, but unfortunately these throws kept getting grid broken again and again and again, and then just landing them into one less situation. Butts though recontrolling a little bit more. Good tech out right there.
To the corner here, we for sure obviously EX cancel, keep up the pressure, and again to throw here. It's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna try and stand tech these? Ugh.
Flower waiting for the dive, gonna get a big hit now.
This could really be it here, as Professor Pizza has been really proficient at just closing the door on MC Butts in the corner, and again finds a frame trap. Even with the cheeky little reset to close it out, is that enough? Not quite. There's one more hit here for Pizza.
I think maybe if you like want to pop CS to do record again. IWEX gonna connect right here.
When in doubt.
Well, it's a Throw Tech OS.
Yeah,
it's a Throw Tech OS.
I mean, we're like one B&B away from taking this from Pizza. If we can block this and then now deflect enough. No, run up jab, we'll do it. That's a really fast fist pump offer too. We barely even saw the round in, but
they're ready. They're ready. They want to get those gains. And they're trying to get those Chipotle bucks.
No, that was like a fist bump. Like, wow.
Look, so sometimes you gotta hit him with the
the
quickness.
Maybe we're we're late to our lunch appointment. You know, like it.
I got pools to run. I need to get through this quickly. Great stuff though, Professor Pizza. Like the Lond was new to me. Like I said, I had known them as a Srugi player for like past year, but that Lond was cooking.
Yeah,
it felt very
very clean, especially in that game 2 was like really zeroed in on what we need to do to close it out. So,
but still, MC Butts, I think like in another world where Professor Pizza plays like 10% worse, that match is completely different.
For sure. So. Basically, I think if MC Butts had just been able to get out of the corner once or twice more, or like
100%.
take the throw, basically, very different game. Like
and like those situations of where like they like dive whiffed into C Flower and then just got like with
that situation looked like maybe MC Butts wasn't really prepared to see like what outs they actually have, and was like, I'll try to see if I can like jump out and then dive or something, because it worked like once.
It worked once, but that was also like a very long I'm going to wait and see what you do. When all the other times it was just Flower, walk back, I'm going to be at whiff 5B range. Yeah. Which just happens to beat Mika dive specifically. Yeah. But I don't think that beats every character's dive that does like that. Like that definitely doesn't beat Wagner drill.
Yeah. Yeah, no, good stuff. All right, so next up we're going to have we have a NorCal logo. That's cool. It's like
NorCal?
Yeah, few of us coming out from the Bay Area this year, but we got Gideon versus Ganon. Is it Ganon Degenerate?
I think it's
Degeneracy. It's cutting off, but it's either Degenerate or Degeneracy, one or the other.
Or it's Degeno, and we're just getting
Ganon. What if it's Ganon Degenin? That would be cool.
Or Degenesis?
Oh, Degenesis?
Ganon Degenesis. Like, I'm just thinking of like no, it couldn't be because there's a like it's like curved at the end of that letter, but. Gideon is a like
Alden player. Used to go by Flurp, a couple other names over the years, but
they're on Srugi.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I think I remember with Uni 2 that they had like kind of like full swap to Srugi.
Okay, I actually hadn't seen a full swap because I hadn't seen them at that many of our locals actually. So I think they might have moved a little bit farther away. So
I think aren't they SenCal?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I mean,
I was gonna say I think they're
honorary NorCal. Yeah, you know my area better than me.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm NorCal, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
No, you're right. You are. Yeah. We're all West Coast means we're all in California. And
unless you're in Seattle and then you're PNW.
Exactly. That makes perfect sense.
Yes. Yeah. Because I think
you're right.
Gideon the 209th. I think that's supposed to be for like the 209.
It is. Yeah. You're actually way better at me than this. Cut the tapes.
Cut the tapes.
Tammy's actually schooling me on my own region now. This has actually gone like
Well, Gideon wants to school you right here by telling you to read a book with that sponsor tag, but Ganon and Jen are to say, no,
Yeah.
I don't read. I only play Merkaba.
Yeah, I mean, readings for suckers when we can just play Merkaba, right?
That's
so
right.
get into Degenerate. Assault JC J2C confirmed here.
Yeah, just DP's out right here out of the pressure. And I like this from Gideon, just like trying to utilize the ground tools that are really, really good for Tsurugi.
Yep.
Like that bionic arm right there.
Yep,
But
very
Ganon
nice.
finally getting
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, not trying too hard to just like chase the flying monkey, just holding it down. Wake up super though. Take some damage here.
Both these people are just swinging at
Yeah.
each other, which is kind of what like they want to be doing. You can see some Merkabas play a little bit more patiently, but Gideon really trying to make a big opening happen right
nice.
here.
Punishes the 2 and 4 A on block.
Yeah.
All right, and
Keeps it tight.
not
That
be
doesn't-
enough, just barely, yeah. Almost had enough meter too, but
Yeah. Plus frames. Has the CS as well to
No.
just like if they want to try to go for an unsafe option to
Yeah.
keep them safe, but still finds a way to lock it after that last pixel
yeah,
right
Roundstar
there.
Dash Speed losing to the Roundstar Assault. Good call out here from Ganon. I think first thing you learn when you fight this character is like how to deal with Roundstar Dash B.
And there's a couple of different ways you can do it, but that,
Yeah.
how Ganon's been choosing to do it has been pretty safe, unless Gideon decides to like adjust their gameplay a little bit more. But CSDP always going to be working great, especially on those two-way checks coming in. Ganon finding another big route after the 2-2-6-C.
Down back here from Gideon again. Yeah, that is not gonna work as a block string ender here versus Tsurugi. All right, we have the light bleed.
And it's Strike Throw City right here, which is
Oh
where you-
no.
Interestingly enough, we haven't seen Gideon use like force function in that neutral setting at all. They've
Yeah.
been just very committal to just dash blocking through the Merkaba, which I feel like normally you see a lot because Merc, until they're in that like 6-6B2B range, they can't challenge you on lows a whole lot.
Yeah. Oh, just seeing it. Yeah, I think Gideon is just super honed in on the fundamentals right now.
Yeah.
I think he's saying, I really just want to, outplay my opponent here. And it's Merkaba, so, like, if you play long enough, you know the bag of tricks that Merkaba has at his disposal.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this makes a lot of sense for me.
Oh. And yeah, just keeping it the same right here. These two-way checks.
Yeah.
Once again, just two-way catching. I think Ganon looked into potentially like 1-7-1 or something.
I
or
don't
like
know,
that
yeah.
pick OS out, but Gideon just doing a good job of locking him down.
Wow!
No.
Right, Ganon on the offense.
Yeah. Good tech out.
And finds a frame trap here. Even without the confirm, this is kind of how we've seen a lot of these rounds go for Gideon. Is in the corner, just block does not seem to be an option here on the table. Maybe our down back button is broken.
Yeah, well, it worked right there.
It did work,
So
yeah.
we know it's there, but Gideon actually popping into Celestial right here, which could be big. Could be
CP? Yeah. All right, that is going to be it. So good stuff. Gideon, the 209, moving forward.
Yeah. Good old NorCal Gideon.
Yeah. You're not going to let me go on
Nope.
that. It's too funny.
Nope.
It's too funny. In spirit, yeah, you can be NorCal too.
Yeah, it's,
like
well,
NorCal.
everyone can be
Yeah,
NorCal.
yeah.
Unless
Well,
you're SoCal, then you can't be.
fair enough. Then we have to correct you.
Yes.
Then we have to actually.
Oh my goodness. Excellent stuff for Gideon. We'll be seeing them definitely move forward. I think like another one of those people that in my eyes when I looked at that pool, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they're probably making it out. They're
Yeah.
or making it winner side. I think like there are still a lot of strong people. Like we were going over some of the players left that we haven't even seen on stream. Like Atlas Omega is in this pool.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of them
Jichichi
yet.
is in this pool as well.
Okay, yeah.
That we haven't seen either of them on stream yet.
I'm sure we will as we get farther along in the bracket.
Yeah, but up next, it looks like we're going to have Atari and Shinoling. Shinoling is Ottawa, I believe. I know they're like Ontario, Ottawa, that area.
That sounds right.
Mostly net play, though. They go to their locals, but they don't travel as much. But they're a Batista player.
That will be the first Batista I've seen today.
I've seen... It would be like the second, because I saw someone playing casuals as Batista, but like a character that, unless the like dedicated warriors come out, like isn't super common, because she is someone that you have to kind of like love the character to really make her work at like a tournament level.
Play Trails?
Play Trails. And then,
I would agree though. Play Trails, yeah.
Play Trails.
It's a good game.
I've only played Sky FC, but I immediately...
Wait, so you haven't played SC?
I haven't played SC.
Wait, that's crazy.
So this is what happened, is that I bought Sky FC, and I was like, I'm going to play this, and then work exploded for like 2 months, where I couldn't do anything, and then I just, by the time I was like, oh, I'll get back.
It's like hard to come back, yeah.
And then by the time I was like, oh, I'm going to come back, Expedition 33 has come out. That's just all I've been playing.
Well, you should stop playing Expedition and play...
that might be like one of the greatest games of all time. I'm going to be real. That game's really good. But Atari, I believe, is Ohio. I think they're Columbus, but I see them at a lot of the different like Ohio locals. So another Uzuki, another like very like strong Uzuki as well. Someone that's been I know has played like Ju a lot. So we're going to see them put in the work right here. And the players immediately just jumping into it.
Yeah, and nice right off the bat here we see Atari actually like leveraging the leveraging the Puddle Frog to just like get all the way through, but Sheena Ling in trouble here.
Trying to go for Coffin Oki right here. Yeah, delay tech to not have to deal with any of that is always a pretty safe play.
Ocean CS for more pressure here. Atari finding a hit. There's the flash kick though from Shino Ling.
Yeah, and now sets up Disco Ball as well. Finds the 660 to connect on the Guzuki, but not going to get any big jump sets just yet.
Oh, the Cannonball JC actually working out here for Shino Ling. So, oh, interesting. Yeah.
Big flash kick, but no punish.
Surprised about that choice of CS, but because this is going to give Atari like such a huge opportunity. I mean, well, to maybe kill you. But.
Didn't
yeah,
find a way
unfortunate.
To go into smarts here at the very end, but overhead.
That was a bit of a puzzle. Yeah, I think there's probably a replay takeover there to kill.
Do you coffin to hop off and like try to find a normal to smarts here? But I don't even have time for that. That's at that with that much VO.
We had CS though, right? So.
Yeah, but CSing VO is such a feels bad, so like maybe that's just the decision.
I suppose, but hey, if it kills.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, punishes the roll here. Atari on a tear right now. I mean, look at these resources. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with Shino Ling in this moment, because, I mean, sure, that's the start, but what's the plan now, right?
I think,
Force Disco Ball, but...
We saw Disco Ball work really great for Shino Ling previously, right? When Atari wanted to close the distance with that force function, but... And this time, being very patient, knowing that they have the life lead, knowing that they have the tools to outzone Batista, and able to find the first round.
Yeah, it's looking really nice for Atari here. Let's see if Shino Ling can... we haven't really seen much pressure. It's like, we get a hit, and then Disco Ball, and that's been what we've been seeing mostly.
It's very effective. It's what made Ankle Gator's entire career, but...
I mean, fair enough.
You know, finding some good pressure actually after these jump-ins, and I think they're wanting to play a little bit more defensively, which is sometimes hard to do versus Uzuki. Yeah. Disco Ball, once again, 660 on the 2FF coming in forward, so they have great recognition on that situation, but unfortunately can't find the big knockdowns that they want afterwards.
And now Atari trying to bring the party to Shino Ling here. Down back here from Shino Ling, forced to block more pressure, see if they can find anything here as Atari, but I don't think so.
Yeah, we're trying to catch him up, like, trying to find a flash hit, but we're just running into Disco Ball.
Oh my... Unable to get a punish from the Disco Ball starter, but you know what? Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Let it rip.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good one.
I feel like Shino Ling's only had one bad flash kick, and it was an opportunity where Atari was like on the opposite side of the screen and couldn't punish. So, like, being, I think, just very cautious on Shino Ling's end has been working out for them. Once again, as soon as they try to use Puddle to make anything happen, they're just closing the distance with that 660 and locking them down.
Yeah, I do like that. Shino Ling has been really good at adjusting to how to actually hit Atari out of this movement option.
Yeah. I think needed a little bit of warm-up in that first game to understand how you wanted to play, because Atari's also a very like active Uzuki compared to some other people.
I think about the FF is just the donation of grid has been giving Shino Ling some vorpals without really having to try it. So that's kind of huge here. I mean, we are grid broken, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, and cursed as well, so you're going to be losing more of that grid until we find that big hit. Still has the CS, even after getting grid broken, won the cycle right there. Yeah, and now I like that being shifting to use Coffin to stop a lot of the 660s and any of the tools that Shino Ling wants to bring to the table. So they're getting pretty comfortable with how Atari had been playing.
Yeah, I think that game plan, hopefully we get to see more, because I think that game plan is a little bit, I was just going to say, like, I don't think that frogging under everything is going to actually work out anymore. I think that Shielding's like doing a pretty good job now of actually stuffing it. But like you said before, like actually trying to call it with Coffin has been working a lot more.
It's working a lot better, but like, they shifted to that, like shifted back that layer way too quickly.
Yeah.
There was like Coffin work, Coffin work, Coffin work. Okay, now
like,
I'll puddle.
Yeah. And well, we are really seeing like the dynamic shift a bit as Shielding has been better at stuffing Frog.
They just straight up, they look more confident now. It kind of felt like in the beginning they were like, I don't know how like I'm gonna deal with Atari, but as soon as they've got that download of how they want to function, their layer 1 has been very, very effective. Just willing to even walk.
Oh my god, that hit.
Yeah, it didn't.
Okay, wow, that huge hit here, Atari. Somehow there's a lot going on there at the end, but we have a nice flashing here. Wow, the back tech actually going to give the grid to Shino-Ling, and you know, even the disco ball didn't find anything, but oh no.
But it allowed him to set the zoning up once again, which I think they've been very comfortable.
The TS is huge here. No full hit, but
yes,
it rid with a veil off and Shino-Ling.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, we had a little scrambly at the very end.
It was a little crazy. I think we thought Shino-Ling was going to close it out many times.
Yeah.
Doesn't still get that round though, so they are now leading, and we love that 5cc.
Yeah. Gets a good confirm, but can't finish their play. Gonna get hit with a big 2C.
Oh.
Good
we are really good at flash kicking, honestly. Like, there it is again. Check on the 2A for the puddle. And, that's going to be tough for
Atari needs to find something that's not. I think, honestly, just blocking disco ball has been working out better for them than getting, like, trying to get out of it.
Actually puddled through the laser here. And that might have been an accidental laser, too. I'm not sure, but... Well, we have an opportunity for Atari to tie things up. Finds a hit, that's huge. Take the life lead now, and we have so much meter. You can dump some of it. That makes so much sense here.
Oh, flashing finally not working out. Atari tying it up. It's like we're one health bar away from figuring out who takes this.
Right. I think that's the thing is this game plan of like puddle, and then we're gonna Totsugeki if we're in the right spot for it. Like Shino-Ling's just been like, if I can't stop the puddle, I'm just gonna go over you, and then you don't have anything. So
and they're doing a good job of now reacting to the icy coffins that are coming through. Not gonna hit with the overhead, and I love that CS run up.
Yeah. Nice blocks. What? That was an accident, I think, and Shino-Ling doing what they do best. Actually, it gets cycled, dude. That's crazy.
Puddle. Oh,
because of puddle. Okay. Atari still wins that, but I think both Tabby are also like scratching their head a little bit because this is definitely there are a lot of things going on.
Shino air assaulted at the very end.
Yeah,
and I'm like, were you like were they probably expecting like 6-6B or like Totsugeki on the ground or something, or puddle? Because that's what they've been doing a lot in that situation. Of
so
like,
I think that they're trying to come down with on puddle with JC,
top of puddle,
but yeah, I mean you're not wrong on that. I think. Maybe also Shino-Ling might not have realized they had CS2 because it was such a weird moment to get it.
That is true.
So because like both times that happened, or both times that they actually had Vorpal, they did not really play like they had it, right? They didn't try and like Lumen CS or do anything you typically see Batista do.
Yeah, send those clips to Will It Grid. For Lid Show.
That's
a really good Will It Grid clip right there. But we've got some more ads coming your way, so please check them out and stay tuned for some more Uni action coming up soon. And welcome back to the Uni 2 pools here at Combo Breaker. What a wonderful, wonderful time that we've had so far.
Yeah.
We have a couple of more good matches coming up.
Yes, we do. So I think these matches have... I've said it before, but we have the best block for sure. Like these matches are all very entertaining, and the character selection immaculate.
It's been like also very wide. Like I feel like we're getting a couple. We've gotten a lot of Mikas, but like I feel like we've seen more of the roster than what you traditionally see. Because in Uni tournaments, it's kind of like there's like 10-ish characters that I feel like you get across the board. But we've seen like Mika, we've seen Batista, we've seen Aurier, Wagner.
Merkava,
Lon, Tsurugi. Like we've seen a lot of those ones that you don't normally get at the upper ends of these tournaments. So
they put all the Carmines in the other pool. So
keep them contained. They can all stay over there. But we're gonna be having Mr. B versus Professor Pizza coming up. So some more Aurier. I hope you're excited for that. And then Professor Pizza on that Lundrekia that worked very, very well for them the last time. And I believe the winner of this should be making
that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes seeing these two play each other here makes a lot of sense. And been great watching Mr. B too. It's been really like he's at like a lot of events. I feel like I've watched him play like at a lot of these majors, so very cool.
He's also someone that I feel like improves every single time I play him, right?
Yeah.
There's some people who they kind of like stay around the same level. Mr. B has been very, very consistent across the board right here. Professor Pizza, though, consistently trying to find opportunities to lock him down, but it's not going to work out just yet. And Mr. B finding a good side swap.
All right. Nice little knockdown here for Mr. B, the fadeaway. Not going to catch anything here. Professor Pizza gets caught, though, jumping.
I think one big thing on this is the last time we saw Professor Pizza is they got a lot of mileage out of just playing right at that 5B range, just being really, really effective with it. But Mr. B excels at playing at that exact same range because that's just where Aurier's kit functions as well. That's kind of where, like, as a player, they like to be. So it's going to be interesting to see how Professor Pizza wants to adjust their game plan to deal with that, or Mr. B can just continue the dominance.
Yeah, no dice here from Professor Pizza. Try a lot of stuff, but the DP will work out. And okay then.
Yeah, we'll just go back-to-back TKJ2Cs right here to catch out anything that Professor Pizza wants to bring to the table.
Rolls out, doesn't catch it, but oh, wow, okay, counter hit here. Professor Pizza trying something.
Yeah, I think like a little late on the reaction to the force function right there and trying to press out of it, but Mr. B had it.
Oh.
JACS should be able to kill right here at the very end.
Yeah, doesn't even need meter, and Mr. B in the first game.
Looking like Mr. A right now.
Yeah, I
gameplay.
mean, there's a lot of offense going on. Like you said before, I think we saw Professor Pizza excelling at just kind of running their game plan against an opponent. We're seeing like none of that here, right? I don't even know if we've seen EX Flower yet.
No, because they haven't gotten a chance to like make something happen with that meter, right? The last time that they had meter, they popped it on Ice Rain.
Yeah, good hit here though for Professor Pizza. So not quite to the corner yet, but soon to be there. Yeah,
like, it's Lundrak.
It's Lund, so All right, there's the EX Flower.
And the immediate TKJ2C coming in from Mr. B right there.
Oh, the jab air hit though, no confirm. Mr. B, yeah, I like the CSDP here.
Just a 200 on deck, keeping themselves safe, but we'll just DP out of that gap. Good recognition of knowing how to deal with that Thanatos pressure. Yeah,
the fight for the grid, but Mr. B easily wins that. CS into EX, very nice here. Mr. B cashing out.
Yeah. Professor Pizza, like, it's kind of looking a little desperate right here, right? They're trying to find an opportunity to make a big throw. Oh, Flower not going the right direction.
Mr. B, I think, just desperate to spend their meter there. I think that was one of those, like, somehow, I can't be floating meter because that was almost certainly the previous attempt at another, like, TK Air EX order.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit weird there, but, you know, still took the round.
Yeah. No punish on the whiff Rekka there as well, so Professor Pizza are going to get a little bit of mileage off that tempo right here and going to use it wherever they can. Gets that flower set right in front of them.
Yeah, Professor Pizza finding the hit, that's huge, yeah. This is definitely how you take this round, right?
No, but the fireball didn't connect, so we didn't get the refreeze, so instead, throw a whiff, but no punish?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Professor Pizza was a little spooked even seeing it, but wow.
Oh, lost the corner now, has to hold a couple of these throws. Not opting for Thanatos pressure because we're just DPing, but that didn't kill. You need one more big hit.
Oh, no. A big hit or just a Rekka to the dome here, Professor Pizza.
But having to show that layer of like willing to go to that overhead this early in that situation is always very, very risky when we get later into the set right here. But Fireball going to connect, and with that freeze debuff after the Ice Rain, Professor Pizza going to be able to keep their game plan going. EX Ice Flower, Ender should... Oh, no, just wants to go normal.
Yeah. Trying to go meterless here. Actually still takes it. A nice air EX, but obviously no fall anymore. And
I actually really like this because I think they're choosing to save that meter for that air Ice Rain because it's worked every single time that they brought it out. Just being like, oh, you're going to do anything? I'm just going to throw stones
And it makes sense because it's like, oh, that's where Ori wants to thrust or you know, jump in the air and try and do something.
Or like try to call Thanatos to like just like shut you down. So it does cover a lot of the options. It's obviously not like as good as it was previously, but
hey, that was like 3 out of 4 successes, right? That's really good odds.
Well, and even the only one that didn't like succeed with a hit, it was blocked and they didn't shield it, so you still got the ice debuff on it. So it was still like 3.5 out of 4.
Exactly, yeah. But interesting spot, and it makes sense, I think, if you're Mr. B taking a little moment to think about that because it was looking so good for Mr. B in the first game, man.
I'm a big fan of pun not intended here, icing your opponent out wherever you can. Like, just taking those opportunities to breathe and think of, like, what did they do? What's my response to it? But Professor Pizza is once again feeling very confident right here, wins the cycle, wins the damage, and wins the corner.
Blocks the Rekkas and lets it rip from the CS. Very nice stuff here. Again, Prince of Pizza, not a counter hit, but still just getting domed by the fourth function again. The command hop here for Orion. Not sure what's going on here for Mr. Pizza in that spot.
Still get up, gets tossed once more. No Thanatos call once again.
Oh!
But baiting the DP finally,
Yeah.
knowing that they've been showing that option again and again and again.
Yeah,
and
very
Mr. B
nice.
wanting
Good
to
spot.
take this.
Good spot to bring it out. Like that's a spot where we don't even have to do it anymore, and we've gotten our value, right?
Oh,
Huge bait out here.
yeah. Thought that they could like potentially get the side swap quick enough with
Right.
that deep Rekka, but unfortunately not going to work out.
Mr. B. Yeah, wow, the walk back catches the stand tech. Very nice here from Mr. B, and has grid too, like has Vorpal and everything. So Mr. Pizza, we can't just use it on Rain anymore, right? We gotta do something here.
Yeah, you only have an Iwex's health
yeah,
away, but
that's it.
you don't. You had $200 in your pocket, and now you got to walk home.
Yeah. All right, so Mr. B taking it, and a nice little story there because it was pretty back and forth.
Yeah, it was really back and forth. But I think Mr. B taking that 30 seconds in between the games to be like, I got blown up by Ice Rain. I just need to not be put into that scenario. And he didn't let any of those situations of where he got hit with Ice Rain happen in any of those games.
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Yeah. So good
Excellent,
stuff.
excellent, great
good
stuff.
match.
Great good stuff. Like
had some like other matches with a lot of fumbling, a lot of clownering, and then this match was like we were locked in here doing our adjustments.
This is some real undernight hours that happened right there. People down back for like 2 block strings, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, excellent stuff. Like I said, I believe that was winner side quals out.
That makes
just like
a lot of
judging
sense.
from where these players were. So both these players making it out to phase 2. So you'll be seeing them later.
That's cool.
Because the winner side it is 2 out on each end and then 1 out on the loser's end.
Right.
And speaking of that, we'll have another one of those matches coming up with Be at Ease, a.k.a. Robert Basketball 1995, a.k.a.
My favorite Undernight player.
Mike Oxlong, a.k.a.
Oxlong.
What other gimmick names has he entered under? J.A. Morant, which is my favorite.
J.A.
J.A. Morant is my
Morant,
favorite.
yeah.
Is my favorite one. This is Jushichi.
That's a long. When was that?
That was Climax. It was Climax. Yeah, it was last Con 4.
Con 4. Okay.
5? Con 5.
5 was last year? Yeah. Yeah, 5 was last year.
Was 5 last year?
Yes,
so
5 was last
so
year.
that was Uni 2, so Con 4 was the last.
Con 4 was the last one for clear.
Yes. Was it? That's not right.
Yes, right? Yes. Last year was Uni 2 as the first con.
Isn't Con 7 this year?
No, it's 6.
Is it 6?
Wait, was it Con 6?
No,
was Con 6 last year?
No, because Con 6 was last
it
year.
7?
Yeah, because Con 5 was the last year because we were at the other hotel and it was Uni on the right.
Year 7?
This is year 7.
Oh,
this
okay.
is year 7.
I thought this was 6, but you're right. Yeah,
no,
this is
because I remember because Con 5 specifically had the venues with the low stage floors, and that was when there was the tech difficulty and the crowd started chanting the Uniclear.
Yeah.
That was Con 4. That was Con 5. It was Con 5.
All right. So we got Jushichi here versus Pipe Fox.
Yeah.
It's also action with Pipe Fox earlier. So see how he does against
very good,
Jushichi.
but like you should know Jushichi. If you're watching the stream, you know who this guy is. I just hope. Okay, I was worried that they were going to pick Hilda because like I feel like they would do that. But they want to just keep the Akatsuki. They've been playing Hilda in like every other tournament besides majors, and I'm just waiting for the day that he decides to bring it out.
I'm down. This is definitely not the first time someone's tried to bait out the Hilda in conversation. So I'm down.
Yeah. But we're going to be getting that Akatsuki, that the character he's kind of known for definitely, I think, is sort of his, like, what everybody knows him before. And if you're, he's going to want to be playing very patient here. Like, the Kaguya matchup is always just a lot of just, like, waiting to see how your Kaguya wants to play and then responding accordingly, which we didn't see a lot in the first time that it came through, but Ju definitely should be ready for it as they've had a lot of experience versus players like Lid.
Yeah, good stuff, though. Like you were just saying, Jushichi willing to just kind of stare, try and bite when it makes sense, and win Vorpal while doing it, right? So that was the huge thing here is we already have a huge meter advantage, right?
Yeah, and even like you're seeing them just backdash out of situations if they don't want to deal with it, finding these shield opportunities, being able to be ready for when they're actually not going for mix and going for the strike throw sets. So excellent stuff from Ju right here.
And that CS pretty easily played around here by Jushichi. Wins the next cycle, so Pipe Fox is in trouble now. Akatsuki in the corner, full gauges, just get hit by 6B, then just lights out.
Yeah, ready for that like max range 6B. is like exactly what you want to be doing. Just pop out with the 2-1-4C at the very end, knowing that they can keep the rest of that meter in their pocket.
Yeah. Hypefox getting some small hits here, but Yoshichi doing his best to try and at least win grid, I think, in this spot. I think he will, yep.
You honestly like can't afford to just play like the zoner game that I think a lot of people want Kaguya to be playing.
Right.
Because if your opponent knows how to deal with the Kaguya zoning, they're just going to start winning every single cycle against you. And that puts you into a very scary situation.
I think a lot of the other zoners have some more natural way of showing you through the character tools, like what you're supposed to do if the opponent just tries to farm grid.
Exactly.
And I think the character obviously can do that, but it's a little less like holding your hand about it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Being able to use that the TK back fireball.
Yeah.
It's something that I remember. It was at Con 5 that Ju was started to bring that tech out versus people, and it was very, very effective as a like offensive backdash, so to speak. So really great work and great confirm off that round star fireball right there.
Pressure in the corner. Hypefox, yeah, a little bit too early. The throw here from Ju, so a chance that we can get something out. 2B not reaching though. Oh no. Oh no. Eitatsu, that's just free damage. We're so happy for that here as Ju.
Oh, misses the C fireball ender right there, unfortunately, but
was losing cycle only to just be able to get like 2 green shields and get it back again. So
sorry, that's how you know he's confident. He CS and then did nothing. He just waited. It was like, what are you doing about this? Blows him with a TRM.
Yeah.
And now
Hypefox. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
well, if your opponent's just gonna do nothing, like try to take an opportunity where you can, but Yoshichi staying very patient and just waiting for an opportunity for them to mess up. But Hypefox is going to take advantage while they can. Finds a good 2C.
Yeah, see if Hypefox can make it happen here. We do have CS and meter, so this is very questionable.
I don't hate it because you're getting
I do.
Like,
what do you mean?
I understand the concept. You're getting about 5K to put them into a much scarier situation, but
gave away cycle.
I understand the line. I don't necessarily like agree with it, but I understand where the line's coming from. Yeah, and then Ju just finds the opportunity to finally get that DP to connect right there, taking the round, eating as much time on the clock as he could right there.
Yeah, he was. That was starting to get to like, hey, are we timing out that round? But
this is someone who's ready for those timeouts. He's willing to go the distance, and that like put a lot more mental pressure on Hypefox right there. So being able to exhaust him a little bit, add to that mental stack a lot more, gonna make shimmies work.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. All right, you got one more life maybe.
Oh, Rising JA out
of
the corner. Very effective in Uni 2. Fireball CS. Get up close. Now Hypefox finally shielding them out.
Yep. Getting that grid. And to make something happen here. CS's, but that's a tough spot to do anything in. And we do get the side swap. So we have a little more space to play with here. But like you're saying, Yoshichi just down back win cycle. It's that simple.
Yeah, you're not going to die from chip damage, and you're not even going to be at like an even life total for getting hit right here. So you're just letting that clock run down, but you have to be scared of whatever's this post mix situation. Right now, you're getting clipped by the grenade.
Yeah, getting hit by the bombs. I'm not sure what's happening there. The Yoshichi actually giving a Hypefox an opportunity. I'm a little lost for words at that spot, but.
They are. The thing is, Hypefox is out of meter now, though, so you're in a little bit of a safer situation. They have to go for like more standard strike throw, which didn't kill right here. Ju finds the B-Tatsu counter hit right here. No! He thought he had the confirm to go into CVO to kill.
Tried CVO, but could not get it. Okay.
Was looking for a clear ST like VO strip right there at the very end. Unfortunate drop right there, giving Hypefox that round, but Ju doesn't let that get to him. Still keeps that mental very, very calm and just keeping it simple now. But also, they're not playing as defensively. I think they're like, okay, I just need to close this out. I just need to try to win where I can.
Yeah. Pressure here from Hypefox, but you can see how spooked Hypefox is here, and chain shift paying off in a little anti-air. Still Yoshichi's turn.
5-8 connected, but wasn't ready
nice
to get
challenge here from Hypefox. Okay. Spends a meter. What's happening with the grid? Okay, Yoshichi just like blocks like one button. Win cycle for free.
but immediately cashes out, trying to regain control of this, like, of the tempo that's been happening.
Yeah,
right
so
here.
it's actually not bad for Pipebox here. That counter hit's a little bad.
That green shield was bad, though. Being
Yeah,
able to
no,
not
for
let them
sure.
get the big punish right there. Now, Ju keeps it locked in and putting him into a one-touch situation regardless. Pops that CS to bait him out. There
I
we
like
go.
that. Yeah, delayed fireball here off of the CS. Very nice stuff. Chi.
Yep. Could be taking it, moving on winner side into the phase
two, yeah.
Phase 2. I don't know.
Top 64, I think it is.
No, it has
No?
to be. It has to be more than that.
94? It's either and someone said it was 64 though, because it's 6 out.
It's
so.
it's 6 out. That's 96 or 128.
Oh yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
because it's 16 times 6.
16 times 6.
99. Yeah. 90. Oh right. 4 out to
okay.
64, but
Yeah.
6 out to
96.
90. Yeah.
96 or 128, something like that. I don't know. A lot of people. There's a lot of people making it out of these pools. And you'll be able to catch more of that. All of phase 2 is tomorrow, correct? Because we're just pools today.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, we're just.
I brain farted on that, but
We do have. Yeah, we actually have.
oh, there's
pools.
a block of
There's
pools
a block
tomorrow.
of pools tomorrow morning.
Sure. Yeah.
There's
sure,
undernet
sure.
action through all day today and all day
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
So make sure that you stay tuned. Follow follow the low kick channel as well to be tuned into
Yes,
that.
absolutely. Or just also just have the tab up like the next 48 hours.
Yeah,
clearly,
I will find you if you've closed the tab.
Yeah.
Trust me. All right.
All right. So next up here, the players already on deck. We've got the return of Spoink Man.
With the victorious hitbox.
I don't know.
That is a like. It was either Disney Channel or Nickelodeon live action TV show. It was Nickelodeon, yeah, live action TV show. That is like it's starring like enough people. Ariana Grande, I think that was like her first like big TV show. And Victoria Justice was the star of
This
it.
is like so outside my element.
no,
right now. Tell
is-
me more, Tabby. Tell me
This
more
is
about.
quite literally a show I watched as a child, and I think you were just straight up too old for
Yes.
it.
Like literally, as he was showing that hitbox,
Yeah.
the like huge statement in my head was just like, I think they need to replace me on comms because I clearly cannot I cannot catch up with the hit references on the player cams anymore. I'm sorry, like I'm just out of date.
So we need to go to each player, interview them. What reference are you
Yeah,
going
please
to make?
explain the reference for me so I can do you justice on the cams because I'm out of touch.
You gotta have a young person around. I can keep you
Yeah,
up to date. I can keep
exactly.
but I can't keep you up to date with Aurier mirrors because this is something that both these players. Like, this is not a matchup that you get to play a lot, even as Aurier. But you might be seeing now, like we were talking about before, that this character gained a little bit more popularity across the board with the player base. So, Spoinkman, though, definitely someone who has played this and has played some of the better Auriers in North America in the past.
Yeah.
So should be able to, have a little bit of an edge potentially, and we're already seeing that right now.
Yeah, it's doing really good here. And again, that nice throw to EX. Not going to get the full confirmed to kill, but, well, Gavin will try and make it not perfect. But the run under DP, very clean from Spoinkman.
Yeah. Like, a good recognition to know that the normal DP was just going to whiff afterwards, so they had to go for that run under to get the guaranteed punish.
Round start 2 from Spoinkman. That's the thing is also, if you're not familiar with your own character in the mirror, like there's a lot of things you can do in this mirror. I feel like that can catch things out of the guard.
It's also,
go ahead.
This mirror is one of those mirrors that your character doesn't deal with her tools that well.
Yeah.
Right. So once the Aurier pressure gets started, it's not like like Hyde mirrors where Hyde kind of deals with Hyde pressure pretty effectively.
Right. Yeah, nice. Oh no! Yeah, DP not connecting there. So Spoinkman gonna get a nice punish. And good recognition on doing the air order there. Otherwise, I think you might not be able to get that. But Gavin here, in bail off state, but, well, no, not for long.
Yeah.
There's a little opportunity here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Just pops the guard
yes.
twist. Gavin not ready to punish it like we saw previously happen. And nice footsies right there from Spoinkman with that 5B. You see Gavin smiling at me like, damn, I got right there.
You got me. It's like, this is, let's check out this round start. Okay. Like, Gavin actually tried the thing that Spoinkman did in the previous round start, but Spoinkman opting for a different option here.
Yeah, and Spoinkman was even ready for it, it to not have to deal with that. Showing the readiness in the mirror that Gavin maybe not feeling as much, but able to get their turn started, able to get their pressure going a little bit more, so maybe we'll be able to see Gavin make some things happen.
Yeah, gets a small clip there, but not much more. And there's a change of DP here from Spoinkman, so okay. Just immediately throws that run-up dash. The green shield here probably gonna give cycle to Gavin. Gavin finding a nice hit. That's huge.
Big thrust. Catch it out into the order right here, and now just keeping the pressure up, trying to catch Spoinkman for going for any kind of option and checking with the run-up throw, finally getting a point on the board.
Yeah, solid round here from Gavin. And both players like kind of just backing off on a round start here, but Spoikman find the first hit. See if Gavin can get out of the situation. Let's it rip with the DP. Okay.
Yeah. Spoikman also opting to just go for a concentrate charge instead of going for like a Thanatos set. Was trying to guarantee themselves to win the cycle. Unfortunately, got grid broken right at the very end, though. Now going to get hit with a big counter hit, but Gavin can't find the routing.
Yeah, being grid broken in this mirror, it can definitely be rough here. So Gavin looking for a place to close things out, but doesn't find the throw, but the thrust will go all the way downtown.
Like the perfect range off that B thrust right there. Excellent, excellent stuff to tie it up from Gavin.
All right. Yeah, Gavin getting some good momentum here. And oh, yeah, the air order from Spoikman just not actually reaching all the way down to Gavin that time. So Gavin getting a little bit of a free punish on his way to maybe winning the cycle here. We'll see, but Spoikman going to get a hit here. So going to give it up. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Actually, the grid gauge from the Smarter Ender actually, like usually it's like a little bit negligible, but the combo was so short that actually, it does prorate with time, right? So. The auto.
The true smart steer ender.
Yeah.
So.
The real one.
Right. Oh, yeah. Great CS right there to
off.
not get hit off the 6B that was coming through. But Gavin immediately letting it rip. Can we find an IW at the end of this? No, not enough.
Yeah. We have a little bit more here. Let's see if Gavin can try and close it out. But, okay. Vorpal going to Spoikman. The CS. No!
No, the DP got baited!
Monkey see, monkey do. Too much there, unfortunately. That was a...
The uni-player brainworms. Immediate up back from both players.
There's like no way Gavin would have DP'd there if he hadn't like been reminded that that's an option, I think.
100%.
So Spoikman now has the round looking for one more and is off to a good start. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. Yeah, a little bit of a, like the weird air tech situation here, giving Spoikman another free hit and Gavin in trouble.
Yeah, finally opted to use 2-2-X Oki for the first time as soon as it was, like, they had an opportunity to use 2-2-C right here. Oh my goodness, right here. Not going to get Aaron block.
There's a lot going on, but Spoikman has the hit and
should be enough.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, but good stuff from Gavin, though. It was looking like we thought I think it was going to be a wash in the beginning, but quickly making that, tying things up and making that a real match. So good stuff from Gavin. That's probably going to see Gavin losers later, but Spoikman, making it out on winner's side.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I definitely am excited. Like I need to go back and actually look at more like Gavin gameplay because that is very like I was very impressed and I want to see more of like what he can do with that Ori and I hope definitely see him like later throughout this whole tournament.
For sure. So next up, you were mentioning it before. We didn't get to see any of it. We do have Alice Omega on stream coming up next year. He's going to be playing versus Gideon.
Yeah.
Which means that's going to be losers.
Yep. So we will be seeing that match after a quick word from our sponsor.
Oh,
and some early pressure coming from Alice.
Yeah, no, I really like the round start run up here from Alice. Not afraid of like, the infamous round start dash B or anything like that. Going for the next layer, and it is paying off quite a lot here.
Yeah. Gideon, though, did like to save those round start like 6-6Bs for later in the matches. So let's see if that comes out potentially. But Gideon does have the cycle actually at the end of the situation.
Oh, gets caught after a blocking shield, and that's going to be the round. I think the drops here. Gideon, gets a nice round 2A. We've seen that a lot from him earlier in the bracket. Still is able to hold on CS. No dash, no whiff punishes, though, unfortunately, for Gideon. There were some opportunities there, but Atlas taking the first round.
Yeah, Atlas was just a little bit ready to go for that 6-6C just a bit earlier. Finds the 2-1-4C to get in close, get those plus frames, but did find a hit instead, and now puts them into the corner where you want to be.
Yeah.
Nice partial charge, able to steal a shield as well is huge.
Okay, the 2AB actually whipping there, the foot stomp, but still leading to that trade here for Atlas.
Yeah. Gets double buff as well, checks the forward tech chase right there.
Good gets with the throw post CS, and there it is. Spends the meter. Game 1.
Excellent.
Very fast, actually, for Atlas.
Yeah, and that's what this matchup has to be, because if you let the Surgi player kind of play their game plan, a lot of the tools that he presents just play slightly outside of Wagner range, but Alice is doing a good job of checking a lot of Gideon's movements right here.
Oh, wow. Okay, Gideon playing at these good spots. Nice confirm in the corner, has cycle, just catches Atlas, trying to press buttons on wake up.
Yeah, kind of the opposite of what we just saw before of like Gideon making these same kind of decisions. Atlas really doesn't want to hold the corner, knowing that they're going to put into a very scary situation. 2C coming through, knowing that they can't challenge off it.
Oh, wow, that actually hit. Like, I actually think that was a pretty decent decision from Gideon to try to whip on with the assault, but Yo.
Yeah.
Too much here for Alice, but Gideon does take the round.
Yeah, Atlas trying to backdash out of the force function mix at the very end, but there we go. Just up back drill into 2 for Zeno, misses the extension, and now going to caught by the 2-3-6.
And Gideon also drops his confirm off the EX though. So wow, both these players. The turning nerves really showing a little bit, I think.
They're just bringing in the real American resets right now, you know? Oh, yeah, big green shield right there, getting the guaranteed throw. Just rip that DP out.
No, guys, we can't be doing this.
It was just like you said. It was like, oh, yeah, I have that as an option. I can do that too.
No more.
Oh, doesn't kill at the very end right there.
They're on the same level. Actually, same branding here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens sometimes. Now, Alice literally living at 1 health in the Dream versus Gideon, just needing to be right one.
It's 0 health, I'll have you know.
True. Oh, no, you're dead.
Well,
you lost that.
-1 here for Gideon. Wow. Atlas Omega actually coming back from the 0 HP. Insane.
Drill 2-2-C immediately knowing that, because like shield buff is just very important to try to get through a lot of the stuff that Tsurugi wants to be bringing to the table. Oh, nice. Just goes for the save cancel though, so not getting the force function combo that they could be looking for.
Trying to concentrate for the grid too, doesn't find it, but Gideon, let's see if they can get the full confirm here from 2-2-6. Looks like they will. That's a lot of damage.
It is. Set him out once more.
Constant. It used to be too. Oh, okay.
Keep it tight, Gideon. You should be able to kill.
Yeah, 3 buttons.
He's just better. He pressed ABC, ABC. Something that I've seen many players drop many times before. But good stuff from Gideon. Tying it up right there.
Looking very good in that game. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like all Atlas game 1, now all Gideon game 2. So we'll see here at game 3.
It wasn't all Gideon.
Okay.
There was a round that ended up being all Atlas right at the very end.
Okay, no, wait. Like, you can't say that. Can't actually say that.
Oh, got the shield up to charge JC right there, but like still was able to challenge their turn afterwards.
Alice trying to fight out here. We do have CS. Yeah, the late CS, but what? Does not actually get it. This input or something, unfortunately, for Alice. And now Gideon actually, they're looking really good here.
Happens to the best of us right here. Good tech out of the grab right there. Alice was
2A,
not shielded.
the sees no red miss here. And off for the 2A. So might be a rough one for Alice, but we saw Alice come back from 1. Gideon definitely giving Atlas a lot of opportunities.
Atlas keeps trying to press, like, I'm assuming it's like 5A or 2A to get out of these pressure sequences, but Gideon is just like, I'm just going to meaty you because it keeps working. I'm just going to keep throwing those 2-3-6-Cs because they work every single time. As Kamone said, that is the best move in the game.
Alright, good throw here from Gideon, and trying to catch a stance hack or something. Doesn't find it, but the run up to A. Gideon only needs 1 more hit after this, I think.
Yeah, we'll just need 1 hit into like CBO to immediately make something happen.
Yep.
But 2-3-6-C CS.
Oh, nice! Very nice stuff
sick.
from Gideon. Wow.
That was actually really sick. To just be able to have that reaction to immediately CS and challenge them. Yeah, even recognizing them popping off.
Every dog has its day.
At 12 p.m.
At 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, that was a fun one to watch.
That was great.
Like you said, that's got to be a great way to close out your the last match.
And both those players still, like we said, making it through. This is 6 out, so like everybody's
happy.
Deep into this tournament.
Everybody's happy.
I mean, obviously you want to make it out winner side if you can, but great stuff from those players. And up next,
who do we got?
I got someone I haven't seen in a while. Lumen Bray Moth.
Yeah, let's go.
So we saw Moth earlier, but Lumen Bray is like I want to say they live somewhere in the Midwest area and they just don't travel like ever.
St. Louis.
Oh, they're St. Louis. Okay,
St. Louis.
So there's somebody who like doesn't travel a lot, but I feel like every single time I see them play, they are just kind of like, oh, you are way better than where like your seed projected you to be going. But they just don't have like as many tournament reps as other people do. So it'll be very, very fun to see them come up.
And we get to see the return of Moth.
Yep. We're getting to that point of the bracket. I feel like we're either going to
you guys saw them already, and
we're either seeing people who are on super early or the people who we didn't get to see at all, right? Like we didn't get to see Atlas at all until the very, very end.
It's a good stretch. I felt that one.
Yes. Make sure if you're sitting in front of your desk watching Undertale all day, stand up, do your stretches. Don't throw your back out.
All right, so we are getting close to wrapping up this block. I think here's the last one before we toss to the next block. Like not match, but obviously, but like last section, and we gotta. I'm spying another match after this one that also looks very spicy. But it's been a good. It's been a good block. I think like I said at the top of this blog, we had the best blog.
We had the best blog.
It's not even close.
No.
Like,
as usual, the players make it easy for us
yes,
to make it
exactly,
a good blog,
yeah.
right?
We're sitting here reacting and doing whatever.
Pog champing
yeah,
at
Pog champing
at the third Mika versus Uzuki match.
yes. We're pointing at the background with our mouths open. All right. Yeah, so we've got Line versus Mika, it looks like.
Yep. Yeah, Lumenbray is a long-time Line player. I think definitely was through Clear. I don't know for sure if they were an ST player, but they play like an ST player, if that makes sense. So we'll be able to see them keep some of that aggression early up. But Moth right now has a big opportunity to show, like, hey, can you do what you did before and kind of just, like, mentally break your opponent into winning the round?
Yeah, definitely like seeing that from them earlier. See, new player here with Lumenbray. See what we got. Lumenbray on the offense right now. Gold throw. No CS. I feel like I usually expect that when someone's trying for a greedy throw attempt, but actually is able to hold down the forward and maybe. Oh no, not gonna win the cycle here. So Moth, their turn to play.
Yeah, Lumenbray, I feel like is kind of putting themselves at a weird situation because they've shown like every offensive option in the book within the first 40 seconds of the round.
They just actually put their whole hand on the table.
They did. They said, "What are you going to do about it?" And Moth was just blocking for a long time, but still finding ways to open up, still finding ways to get these good knockdowns to keep the cycle going. It's going to be kind of up to Moth to be like, "Do you know how to deal with all this as it's coming through?" Good shield
not
right
the
there.
Infinite, but yeah, it's a shield. Shield. Lumenbray has this round, I believe. All right. Yeah.
We saw Lumenbray shield at the very end, try to get a punish, but 5A unfortunately just is not far enough, actually, in that exact situation. So, potentially see that continue, finds the throw. Moth just immediately rolling because they know they want to try to keep this corner if they can.
Lumenbray not finding anything actually off of this offense so far. Moth just chilling, looks like. Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, finds that cross up, knowing that they could keep themselves safe. And they wanted to pop that air assault right there because it actually would have allowed them to keep the cycle if they're going into the next time, but they spent it here to cash out for some extra damage.
Yeah, trying to be tricky with the DiveX grab, but Lumenbray one step ahead here.
It's always hard to be like wanting to be tricky versus the Line so because they also have their own bag of tricks and are pretty comfortable being into the scramble. Moth, do you kill here? You do.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, great stuff from Lumenbray right there, taking game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you're. I'm convinced based off of what I just watched and what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like,
like this. It's like,
he's playing.
Yeah, you're playing pretty good.
Yeah.
What? Why? But here we go. Yeah, great spacing on there, getting out of the 650, but unfortunately couldn't get the extension, which allowed Moth able to steal their own corner and damage back.
Yeah, just wake up jabbing that. Not having any of Moth's silly business here, so
it was good because they delay tacked onto it.
Very
so
nice.
I think they were looking for Tornado into like hit on block EX missile mix, but Lumenbray ready to get out of these situations, but still being forced to be back in the corner.
And Moth, CVO here.
Into the kill. Should guarantee that kill right there.
All right.
But that was a full resource dump, which is always a little, like, I'm a big fan of, like, use the meter when it kills, but using both the meter is a little, it seems to work out for them right now, but Lumenbray doesn't let it get to him.
Actually, crazy 6C confirm here from Lumenbray, and it's already doing a lot of damage here. We roll in the corner, gets cut yet again.
Oh, 6-6B working so good for Lumenbray to catch a lot of stuff that Moth wants to be doing.
Yeah, I really like that Lumenbray is staying so aggressive. Like, they are really not allowing Moth to, like, create the tempo.
I feel like a lot of people would see, like, how wild Moth is being and then go beyond the defensive and try to react to them accordingly. But Lumenbray is just matching the,
you're going
pressure.
there, I'm here.
Yes.
You're going there, I am here. So I'm really liking that for Lumenbray. Moth, the round throw tornado. Okay, I like that. Baits out the shield, knows the next level.
Yeah. And
so that's huge.
If you need to move up that level to that next point, now's the time. Throw punish off the whip right there. Could have been scary.
Yeah, the backdash too. Definitely going to give the cycle to Lumenbray who gets that EX.
Yeah. Pops the CS once again. Finds an extension right here. This is showing how Lumenbray is ready for it. Tried to mix up with some rolls right here, but it's not going to work. Good shield punish right there.
So Moth being a little predictable on those now, and now's where it counts, right? So Moth's got to be careful here.
Yeah. Just VO's out knowing, like, hey, I'm going to be in a very dangerous situation regardless. Let's try to reversal where we can.
Yeah, I was looking for a stand shield. Doesn't find it, and kind of gambled on that.
They did find the Sand Shield, just
Yeah.
at the worst time at
Well,
the very
yeah,
end
like-
right there for Lumenbray, though. Going to be taking it, moving on winner side to that phase 2 pools.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, color me impressed. I was like, it was like that first game. It's like, oh, he actually reacted to Green Shield withdraw like faster than most other
Yes.
higher seeded players I've seen today. So I was like, all right, you're nice. Like,
Yeah, clearly showing how nice they are making it out of that pools. Definitely be tuning in tomorrow if you like that Lumenbray gameplay.
Yes.
You'll be seeing a lot more of it come through. Speaking
so
of-
many. Like our this character roster in our pools is just
It's
absolutely
great.
crazy.
It's great. we might even get the most rare Undernight character if one of our next players wants to be a true warrior.
Yeah, if he wants to.
If he wants to.
Yeah, if he wants to.
But what I think is going to be one of our last match of the night is going to be Snappy versus Atari. We saw Atari earlier.
Yes.
And they played a very scrambly game versus Shino with that Uzuki. But
that match was good.
that match was good. It was good, but it was just very scrambly. Snappy is we haven't seen him on stream yet. He is a force to be reckoned with
For sure.
when he decides to be. Because there's sometimes it just feels it can
He
be a
can
little
definitely
hard.
like beat anybody.
Yes.
Is like, and not in the way we usually say it, like in the way of like, oh, this person's like wild or unpredictable.
He
just like his ceiling's pretty high.
He can be
Yeah.
if he can go Super Saiyan like mid bracket and be
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
I can actually handle you.
Yep. Yeah.
But it just sometimes doesn't come out in the exact like way that you want, and it's also dependent on the character choice.
yeah,
'Cause
character definitely a thing that we talk about a lot with Snappy because Chaos in this version definitely
has some problems.
definitely a bit unstable, and as a result, I think sometimes it really comes down to like how the brackets play out too.
Yeah. But he wants to show it. He wants to show the world Chaos because he wants to keep the fun block going.
Yeah.
Snappy is someone who's been playing Wagner a lot in other portions, so it's someone if you're looking at gameplay, that's who they kind of play. I think in more like stable matchups.
Yeah.
But they want to bring the Chaos here. They want to show that hey, this is what sometimes you need to do to make it out of your pools is bring out the comfort pick.
So see what Atari does here.
Yeah, Atari did a good job of already like early trying to kill Ozzy, which allowed them to gain some pressure. But Snappy just stayed very, very patient. And now trading.
Yeah, Atari though really on the offensive here. Even one Vorpal in the previous cycle, despite just kind of being all over Snappy. So, but here Snappy finally finds it here. Gonna spend meter as you usually do as Chaos to just secure that down, get that damage here. So, and does kill Ozzy with the Palo and the Totogeki.
Yeah, it's a one of those tools that like Uzuki has to keep themselves pretty safe, even in like on whiff, on block, and it kills Ozzy from basically mid screen anywhere.
Oh, trying to press after the double overhead was shielded, but the spacing unfortunately not working out. And Snappy, as a result, actually in quite some trouble here in this first round. See if he can get out of the situation. But I like that from Atari. Yeah, just keeping it like super hard to press, locking Snappy down in the corner. So now first round going to Atari.
Yeah, I think just never giving Snappy a chance to breathe, because as soon as you do, he can make that right decision. He can be ready for it. And you're now seeing it, right? Going to be able to find the Aussie pressure go through. He just rolls out, trades though. Snappy not able to make anything happen with Aussie just yet.
Yeah, that's not good for Snappy, because as Snappy, you're thinking, I want to lock this guy down and try and see if he knows how to deal with chaos stuff. But the wake up roll has proven to be actually a force to be reckoned with here. Huh?
But Snappy finally finding a good hit, gets the smart steer ender, going to set for the Aussie mix. Good VO bait.
All right, that one probably felt good.
Yeah, that was really the first time like Snappy able to find like real Aussie mix through this whole thing, which Atari was able to win a match where they couldn't let that happen. So see if they can keep it up, or Snappy can find more Aussie confirms.
Snappy just trying to hold down the fort versus this Uzuki.
Yeah. Shield trades right there. Tried to use like 623C to get out of there.
But yeah, Atari is a little too fast there. And
still though, we'll find it. We'll find
this is good though for Snappy here.
Yeah. Had to use the bounces early, so no hard knockdown to get like extended bites, but we'll keep that pressure up, but no big confirm.
Yeah, found just a stray 2B hit, not going to be good enough here, but the grid break is huge now. Yeah, this is where you probably are dead against Ozzy is,
and three buttons.
We love to see it.
And Snappy taking game number 1. I was worried after that first game when I saw how
Atari was playing really good in that first game, just really like out of the gate putting all the pressure on Snappy, and Snappy playing very passive, just trying to see what was going on there, but also not really like trying to shield too much either, because it was just really trying to see what the Uzuki was going to do. But we saw like a lot more offense from Snappy in that last round. So
yeah, and I think sometimes just like taking that round to be like, I'm going to try to win this, but if I'm taking hits to download some information, it's going to be a lot more beneficial. And now Snappy getting those situations where they're able to win these round starts now into their favor, knowing how Atari wants to be playing, knowing how to air them on those coffin setups. But Atari still not going to let that get to them, still keeping that aggression up that they've been showing again and again.
Yeah, I like this from Atari here. Trying to stay on Snappy. And yeah, that's going to actually still work out. Yeah, thought you could kill the Dino, but we got CS, so the run under. Snappy going to have to play around CS maybe, but other than that, we're looking really good as Snappy here. The stare down. Nice.
One more. Atari having CS, but opting not to use it defensively right there.
Yeah. I think they were just like not actually prepared for the wake-up situation or something. I don't know.
It's always a little scary, but Snappy finding the full screen Aussie confirm right here.
This is actually a good spot to try and check Atari's knowledge.
Yep. Here we go. Good tech out right there. Great recognition. Snappy tried to like dash walk out of the corner. Doesn't want to have to hold the bunny as it's coming through because you're getting hit with the normal grab.
That was nice from Atari.
Yeah. Expecting them to like backdash out or like try
Energy
to
low, knows exactly which hit they need to try and clutch this out. That should kill here if we want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They could have like kept it to like try to save the meter for the next round, but I think it's not really worth doing that, especially in a situation where Snappy could make a comeback and just win the whole match for this.
Round start EX here for Snappy.
Good.
That's another corner though.
Yeah. I like the tech from Atari to not just like willingly go for neutral or back tech right there.
Yep.
No.
Oh, that's an issue.
Yeah, that 6XB was looking to be pretty needy, but unfortunately it's vegetarian in this situation. Snappy keeping the pressure going. We just 2-3-6C.
Oh! Finds a hit on Snappy here. Atari, wait a minute.
This is what you need to keep it
all the
going.
setups. Going to win cycle probably too here. Yeah. Oh, wow. And Snappy actually just desperately shielding for his life. Does get the cycle. That might make the difference here if he can find a spot to do something in. Yeah, there's a 2v6. CS. Up dive, but no, not enough.
Not going to connect. Not hitting out of the Guzuki just yet. And now Ozzy once again trying to go for the mid. The Totsugeki comes through and Atari stays alive. Tied at 1-1.
Character select? No, staying with the Chaos.
Lock it. I think the Chaos is working. I think the Chaos is working, and if you're already mentally in the Chaos zone, you can't go to the Wagner zone at this point.
Nice jabs out of the puddle. Totsugeki trying to go for that cross and bait again. This time actually getting punished for it.
Oh, didn't react to that green shield fast enough.
Yeah, did not know about the Aussie post-tag situation, I think. And I think Snappy's like, oh, this guy doesn't know. Like, trying, but But
you can't show the knowledge check again and again if you keep getting tossed out of these situations immediately afterwards.
Yeah, Snappy might have to calm down a little bit here because I think if he's overly confident about this, it might be the end of him. Oh, no!
And the confidence is looking pretty good for Atari, though.
Yes.
Just, like I said, Atari has this very aggressive style on the Suzuki and has been locking him down so much, just being like, what are you going to do to deal with all the options I'm presenting? Did Vio.
Yeah, actually shielded Aussie for the cycle despite Snappy being in Veil off.
And tried to J623C right there at the very end, but Atari sniping him out of the sky with the Skeleton Spear, giving them another opportunity to potentially close these rounds out a little quickly.
Atari only needs one more round here. But there's the 5cc. Just slamming it. Snappy. Could be getting damage and cycle here.
Yeah, forcing these shields to come out now. Bite keeps the reset going.
This is his best opportunity to try and pull ahead here in this match. Spends the CS and does find the hit and confirms off of it.
Yeah, as long as they keep it tight right here. Does have a lot of meter on deck. Actually, both players have a ton of meter on deck.
Atari also, it's very scary now. Yeah, there's a CS, the bait out, and again, there's the key point where Snappy's recognizing Atari might not really know that much about Chaos and is going to make Atari pay for it. Yeah, spends all of it, but that's the spot that really counted there for Snappy. So now, final game, final round here.
But they need to get back to that situation again, and you saw how hard they had to work over 2 rounds just to get that situation once.
Yeah, nice cross-up here from Snappy, though, actually pulling out the roll cross-up.
Yeah. And now roll, though, going to be working out for Atari, though, and keeps Snappy locked down, just letting that 5cc rip as soon as we get to the spacing, but Atari finds another big hit.
Yeah, that is juicy here for Atari. Definitely going to spend some meter here for the setup.
Kind of.
Oh, no, just getting hit, Snappy! not blocking wake up.
Yeah, I was expecting like a coffin or something for a quick check on the overhead.
Losing the cycle here is really rough here because like you might not get another one.
Oh, good tech out, and it crossed up right there because of the pull through. So Snappy able to steal the corner now and to be in that situation that they need to be.
He's gonna go for something here.
Yeah,
oh no! Lets him out with the tech.
Yeah,
jumps out. Oh, huge! Not enough.
Come on, Snappy, don't throw this just yet. You got to keep it tight right here. Lock it down with the force function. Vio comes through, but you baited!
Gets the... Oh, my God. Sorry, I was, like, choking up so much because I thought Snappy was going to lose this one.
I also did. I'm not going to lie to you. I was so worried at the very end right there because there's so many minor... and that's the thing with Chaos, is there's, because of his instability, so many one small minor thing can go wrong, and it just causes a snowball of problems. But Snappy able to control the Chaos a little bit right there
I think
and make it work.
Very well. That it's like a bit of a Rube Goldberg machine there, where I just feel like you get a stray hit, air hit when you do Spectre or something, like the Aussie hit weird, and then like it's all gone wrong, right?
Yeah. So, but everything came up Millhouse in this situation. Snappy winning it, moving on winner side through that phase 2. Fantastic stuff. What a match to end it on. What a match to end it on.
Actually nailed by. I was like leaning forward there at the end. It's like, okay, like get the knockdown, do the mix, do the mix and don't mess it up, or you're probably gonna lose.
Well, yeah, he finally figured it out. He figured out how to do the mix and not mess it up right at the very end.
That's a formula, right? That is a formula.
All according to Keikaku.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well. I hope you guys enjoyed this block. As you can tell, we had a lot of fun with it, so I hope you guys at home did. I believe we have one more block of Uni today. So, we'll see. Well, we won't see you guys, but hopefully you'll tune in for that. And we have more Under Night tomorrow, but that is going to wrap it up for this block. So I had a great time, but again, Tabby, it was great commentating with you again. And,
as always, it's great commentating when we get the chance.
Yeah, it's great. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
See you next time.